G! What's the player? G gets the kill! Right here.
Go, go, go!
He has the retribution! Steal the law, ladies and gentlemen, the law is stolen!
Hey, getting the crucial kills for his teammate to get into the hard point. Alpha gets one kill, another kill. Can he get another one? Yes, he can! Yes, he gets another kill!
But as what a shot! What a shot!
Warfare of Champion will be split into two segments. The group stage will take place from 2nd to 13th November. 16 teams will be randomly split into 4 groups of 4 teams. The matches will be played in a best-of-3 format. Only 2 teams from each group will qualify for the playoffs, while the rest get eliminated. A total of 8 teams will qualify for the playoffs. The playoffs will take place on 19th and 20th of November. The matches will be played in a best-of-5 format. The teams will battle through a randomized double elimination format until only one team is left standing. The tournament will have a prize pool of 10,000 CP. Are you ready to see the fight? Stay tuned, and see you in the live streams.
Rush out. What is double collect?
Alright, can he get another one? Yes, he can. Can he get another one?
Can he get this kill? Yes, he can get another kill. Welcome back, ladies and gentlemen, to day 3 of Warfare of Champions Season 4. I'm the custom Gator, alongside with me, the one and only FASYABUNNY.
Thank you so much, Gator. Super happy to be here. Very excited, definitely, as this is the Warfare of Champions. 3 day has been going on, or 2 days has already been covered up, and right now we're moving in for day number 3 for them to continue on to get as much point as possible at here single round robin tournament to be going to the playoff. Hopefully everybody has already joining into the live, giving support, and for those of you guys who are already joining in, make sure to vote for the team that is going to win. Who might be the winner? Who knows? Maybe you can read the future better than I read my own future. I don't know, but if you can, so please do read my future properly as well, so that you can tell me that if I'm going to be rich or not in the next few years. On the other hand, let's take a look on the side of the players itself. Let's get involved with everything that is going on for the Warfare Champions. I haven't really actually gotten to know all the teams, so I want to get to know the teams who are already registered inside our Warfare of Champions, Gator.
Yeah, there's 16 teams in here. The teams will be popping up on your screen in a little while, but 16 teams throughout the first 2 days. All 16 teams already battled it out. Most of the teams, from my statistics, I've seen most of the teams having a 100% win rate, with only 4 teams having lower than 100% win rate.
I like that. I like the fact that the win rate has been given out already, and it seems that most of the teams have the most potential to win the game itself compared to the rest of the team. But I don't like that. I don't like that. The fact that I would prefer that at least they have an epic comeback for this round, as the fact that most of the team, this is their first game of the night, and it could be a turnover for themselves, a lift over for themselves to figure out that maybe they'll be able to go to the grand playoff. But right now, let's take a look on the team itself. I want to check out every single faces of the teams who will be joining in inside our game itself. We got Team Animosity, CKG Legacy, C2 Fantasy, Shush, Team X, TRS Drifters, Asin Andy, as well as Cartels X Alpha.
Then at the bottom we have YWN, which stands for Your Worst Nightmare, Team LY, VTL, Octave God, Vlogs Esports, Your Worst Sniper Empyrean, which is currently my favorite name so far, CKG Angels, as well as Shinigami.
Why is it's your favorite name so far?
It's like a juxtaposition with Your Worst Nightmare and also Empyrean, which means the upper heavens.
Oh, I like
Which
that.
I love it because your worst nightmare kind of suggests like you will get trashed if you go against us. But then Imperial also relates to our skills are at a very high level. If you want to go against us, you're gonna get trashed.
I like that. I like the idea of irony coming in from each and every single names, and hopefully they will live up to the names itself they have put on their own team. On the other hand, some of the teams that has already fight on day 1 and day 2, I can see some of them has a great tendency to give a lot of gameplay as well as performance inside tonight, especially on the side that tonight we'll be having Team Animosity. But here's the thing, Team Animosity, just like their own name, is anonymous at the moment right now. It's Animosity. I'm wondering what can they bring right on the table, because I'm still figuring out whether or not they still have a capability to fight inside our warfare of champions. Do they really want to be champions? If they do, they really got to stand out tonight. Am I right, Gator?
Exactly. Team Animosity currently with a 0% win rate because their first match was in day number 2, which was yesterday, but they did not make it, which allows Shush to have a default win. But they will be playing today against Shinigami for the first series of today. So I'm very excited on what they can deliver to the table. Can they beat Shinigami, which has been in Supreme Esports? I think was last tournament. They were in Supreme Esports for the monthly MSP series. So let's see, because Team Animosity, they did rename to Animosity from Trinity, so hence the logo is still Trinity. But I really want to see them really giving us some great performance against Shinigami.
Agree, definitely. On the other hand, talking about Shinigami, they have a win rate for themselves. They already put themselves on the line, and it seems that they have strugglers on the side of Hardpoint as well as Control. But on the search and destroy wise, they were able to dominate on the fight when they were actually against Team X, and which is phenomenal. I gotta say, if you can fight on search and destroy, this is something that maybe they will find or have to find balance between the search and destroy. If they have to go in to fight when it comes to a hard-paced game, a really fast-paced game, they need to figure out which of the positioning as well as the gameplay to be right out, because apparently they are only proper in terms of the time of like, not to say that search and destroy is like a TDM match, but it's pretty much a 1 versus 1. You got to get on with every single step of the way, making sure that you don't overstep your borders, knowing where to put your lines out, where to actually drop the bomb itself and go further the line of your own enemy. And this is something I think Team Shinigami has what it takes. But on the other hand, when it comes to Hardpoint as well as Control, this is what I force as well as emphasize more. I hope that they will be able to give even better fight when they compare fighting with Team X.
Yeah, exactly. Team X did win Hardpoint over them because of Shinigami accidentally still using the Goliath, which is banned out for the newer competitive rules, which I find is kind of a bit unfair, because I really love using the Goliath. But Team X did give Shinigami a fight. I believe it was quite a close game. I think it was 250 to 235 before the default win was announced. But let's go into the formats first. First of all, we have 16 teams in here. All 16 teams has been split into 4 different groups. Group A, B, C, and D. At the end of the 6-day group stage, the top 2 teams in each group will move on to a 8-team double elimination playoffs for 2 days, and for the second day, we will find our 4th champion here. Fasya, one fun fact.
Alright.
This is the 4th season. The first 3 seasons, we had 3 different champions. The first season, Gaijin Exile. Second season, the Huntsman. Third season, CAA Putty.
Oh my lord.
But all 3 teams are not in this season, so we're gonna have our 4th champion for the 4th season.
I like that. I like that. A lot of odds been put out right here on the Warfare of Champions, knowing for a fact that we don't have our president from the side of our old or previous seasons of Warfare Champions. I feel like this is going to be a great opportunity for the rest of the teams who have joined into this season number 4 and making themselves as the newest champions for this season. And on the other note, I mean, like, what happened to the rest of the teams? Like, did they actually, I don't know, retire or something? Like, nah, I'm just gonna give the champions to somebody else. Like, oh man, come on, at least fight for your own name. You already had your title, but then again, I mean, everybody has the choices, but I do wish that some of the old flames could come back for the newest season. Hopefully for next season number 5, we'll be able to see again maybe a back-to-back comeback from our old previous champions. But a great facts coming in from Gated. Thank you so much for letting me know that. I'm really excited, especially the fact that this is my first time casting for the Warfare of Champions. So a lot of things that I want to get to know, a lot of things that I really want to boost up for tonight's event. And here on out, this is the prize pool. For those of you guys who are wondering how much money or how much moolah they'll be getting in from this Warfare of Champions, here's the thing. The prize pool is 10,000 CP. Come on, guys. 10,000 CP equals to 500 ringgit Malaysia inside for my region, obviously. It's 500 ringgit Malaysia. And if I get that 500 ringgit Malaysia for just 10,000 CP, oh man, I'll just do a lot of lucky draws, man. On the other hand, it's not for me. I'm just a caster, which is kind of sad, but it's okay. I'll be able to hype out the game. For the first place, they will be winning 5,000 CP. Second place will be going home with 3,000 CP. And third place will be going home with 2,000 CP. Come on, guys. Even the third place will be going home with 2,000 CP. At least, I'll be able to do at least 6 boxes of lucky draw with that 2,000 CP. You can tell me that you don't want to join this Warfare of Champions with that a lot of odds? Come on, man. It's a waste of time. But on the other hand, please take your opportunity. If Warfare of Champions comes with this next season, join in and register again so that you'll be able to win this prize pool, which is amazing, by the way. Shout out to the one and only organizer, Supreme Esports, for putting out a great platform and a medium for everybody to win some prize for themselves. I mean, it might be money, but as well, it's still at least something to be put out for your name, to brag around, as well as your title champions, and to draw yourself a great lucky skins. Like, I mean, come on, skins on the CODM is just superb. On the other hand, this is the standings for tonight's game. I mean, for 2 days, like Gator has already spoken out, some of the teams have already met with each other, but unfortunately, day 2, I'm also a little bit surprised as well. I wish that day 2 did not happen how it was. It could have been a great fight indeed, especially knowing that most of the teams, they want to put themselves on the line. They want to put themselves out there to showcase, to showmanship themselves how they are in the performance. So hopefully tonight there will be a no game or no show time. Hopefully there will be a great gameplay to be put out right here on the Warfare of Champions. Now, for Group A, we are seeing TRS Drifters with 3 wins in their hands. I mean, it is a default win for themselves. I gotta agree on that. But on the other hand, it's still a win for them. Doesn't matter whether it's a default win. I mean, sucks to be the one who was losing on there, and I mean, you're the one who actually gave the wins to TRS. But on the other hand, TRS Drifter, I'm looking at themselves and they say like, I'm comfortable right here, and definitely this is gonna boost their momentum right here for their next game. On the other hand, we have the YWN Empyrean, the favorite name of Gator, with 2 wins in their hands and already got 1 loss. Team X, on their hand, it's a little bit of rotation. They have 1 win but 2 losses in their hand. Team Animosity, as Gator has stated, they did not able to join in for their first game, but tonight will be their second game that maybe they will pull out for their own fight, and especially putting their name on the line for the playoff. And this is the Group B. So far for the standing, we got Shush with 3 wins as it was a default win. Shinigami winning against Team X with 2-1. And Team X losing 1 game with 2 losses for themselves.
Yeah, exactly. With Group C coming into before Group C comes into your screen, I wanted to say that most of the standings here are quite slightly bit unfair because of how many default wins we have for the first day 1 and day 2, especially day 2. But as the day progresses on, we have 4 more days left. This is the 3rd day only, so we could see some slightly bit more accurate gameplay from all of the teams, with Team LY having 3-0, as well as Team SN and D having 3-0 in their group, having the top of their groups, with SN having a default win as Team LY actually took the win greatly in day 1. They actually won C2 Fantasy 3-0 in day 1 with a dominating lead of complete sweep in control, 7-3 in SND, as well as a 250 to 184 in hardpoint. So Team LY, we can say they are well deserved with their 3 wins. But SND, they got a default win from Cartel's Alpha. So we still yet to see what they can deliver to in this group and to this stream, to all of us to see.
Agree, definitely. Some of the teams, just like as Gator has said, they are on actually on the timeline or the standard of themselves. It's just pretty much been dependent on default wins. But day number 3, hopefully it's going to change everything, despite the statistic will be on their side because of the default wins. But some of the teams, they have able to actually fight on themselves. They were actually able to go through with the gameplay, and just like how you said, Team YL, and I think this is something that most of the teams, I am shouting out again, seriously. Day 2 was a very, very, how do I say, a waste of day of opportunity, where should have been a great fight, should have been a great showmanship of every single performance for the teams. But because of the technical difficulty issue, as well as some of the teams probably could be having a lot of struggles on their line. But maybe for tonight's event, most of the team will be committed and be disciplined enough to fight for the rest of the team. We got 3 matches that will be waiting on the end of this show, so hopefully everybody will stay tuned till the end. Now, Group D, we got CKG Legacy with 3 wins, Your Worst Nightmare with 3 wins, Velox Esports with 3 losses, and VTL with 3 losses. Now, each team, just like Gator has said on the tournament formats, each group will have 2 teams pushing forwards to the playoffs. So far, it seems that CKG Legacy and Your Worst Nightmare is in the lead. Will Velox, Esports, and VTL rises and actually get some points for themselves? I hope so. But tonight is not the Velox, Esports, and VTL night. Hopefully, we'll see them on the next game, which is on another day of the group stages, and they'll be able to catch up with CKG Legacy. Still enough time for them to actually chase up for the standings, especially knowing for a fact that CKG Legacy still has only 3 matches to win on their hands. Now, on the other hand, for those of you guys who are interested to know which of the teams who is going to fight tonight, this is the schedule for day number 3, Warfare of Champions. On the first game, unfortunately, it was supposed to be the last game, but we pushed it out because Cartel's Alpha could not make it for tonight's game again. So it is a default win. I gotta say it, man. I gotta say it. We're not gonna cover up, man. Seriously, the fact that I'm really, really disappointed, but is this what it is? So Cartel's Alpha could not make it, so it will be a default win for the opponent, for the opposition instead. So we're moving on for the next fight, which is we have our Animosity versus Shinigami for the first match. And again, you guys have the power in your hands. You guys definitely will be able to vote. Which team do you think that will be winning this match? Is it going to be a clean sweep 3-0 for the Animosity? Or is it going to be a tough fight with the fact that Shinigami has 2 wins already in their hands? Get it, your thoughts.
Yeah, Shinigami did struggle slightly bit against Team X in their own group. But against Team Animosity, they did not play a single time yet in the first 2 days. So it could go 2 ways. It could go with Shinigami getting quietly beaten with 3-0, or will Shinigami struggle and push themselves and win over Team Animosity, or Shinigami is just going to play around and win Team Animosity 3-0. That's, you can go either way. So, but with our third series coming in, we have TRS Drifters going against Your Worst Nightmare Empyrean. You already know who I'm voting for.
I
It's
know.
quite obvious there. and then for our last series, we have CKG Legacy, which was our season 3 runner-up. Going against Your Worst Nightmare. So CKG Legacy is back again. Last season, they were put onto the runner-up podium by CA Empyrean, and CA Empyrean got the win as the champions of season 3. CKG Legacy is back again. They want to reclaim the throne for themselves. So
I like that.
will they be the 4th champion? Because the first the first 3 season champion were all in 3 different regions. The first one was Gaijin XL from Singapore. Second one was Huntsman from Malaysia. Third one was CA Apathy from Philippines. Let's see which region will get the thrones for the 4th season.
Especially for the fact that we got Indonesia joining in for the season, so I'm definitely interested to figure out whether or not Indonesia has their own pace to join in for our Warfare of Champions. Now, here's the maps and modes for tonight's game for our first match, which is the Animosity versus Shinigami. Especially for the fact that you guys know, for the coin flip, those who are on the left side will be the one who will be able to trigger, or should I say be controlling the pace of the game itself. So they win the coin flip, so they'll be able to choose out the map for the hard point as well as control. Shinigami, unfortunately, you got to follow the pace of Trinity, or should I say the rebrand name Animosity. Now, the ban maps by Animosity, they already took out Takeoff. They don't want to play on that badass map. I wouldn't like to play on that map as well. If anything happens, like whether it's a hard point or Search and Destroy, is the baddest and most toughest map, definitely. On the other hand, Shinigami, right choice, definitely. Putting out Hacienda also out of the bag as well. Great choice. I definitely agree. These 2 maps should not be inside any of the motion or any kind of modes, because it's a difficult map if you're not good at it. On the other hand, for the operator skills, Animosity says no to the Annihilator. Shinigami say no to the Purifier. So no burn, baby, burn tonight. And hopefully it's gonna be all for the Death Machine. So what do you think on every single maps or every single bands of the operators, Gator?
Yeah, having Takeoff and Hasina being banned now, I think that's like the 3rd time this duo of a map get banned out in this
They don't like
season.
that. They don't like it.
But Takeoff, I would say it has been in the competitive scene for quite a long time, but some teams still hasn't fully mastered the map yet. And Hacienda, I can easily say, is the biggest map that COD M have ever put into competitive.
Yep.
Being a 5-lane map, which is actually very, very big. When you actually play, it looks very small, but when you look at the entire map itself, it is the biggest map in competitive COD M currently. With Purifier being out and Annihilator being out, I think there's a lot of spamming of Sparrows. Death Machine will be out. Especially the Gravity Vortex being very, very famous for the past couple of months now. So I think it will be a very, very good choice, with Animosity picking Summit for their first map in Hardpoint, and Firing Range being SND picked by Shinigami.
Oh my god, Gravity Vortex all the way for Summit, man. Seriously. Everybody, you gotta be aware of this. No. There's a reason why they put out Annihilator as Purifier. Now, they don't want to go in for the short range. They don't want to go for the close range. Now, it's all about the long range. So, they gotta go in for the hard point, whether or not it's Death Machine or the Gravity Vortex. On the other hand, Search and Destroy will be on the firing range. Now, this is by far, I have to say, when it comes to Search and Destroy, if anybody choose on the firing range, I've been casting for Garena Masters, for Ways of War, for Youth Challenges. If anybody, any team chooses Fire Ranges for Search and Destroy, and this is from the side of Shinigami, you better bring your A game, because this is the OG map, the most easiest map to be used for the Search and Destroy. And if you don't bring your A game and you're the one who's choosing that map, I feel like, why? Why would you choose that map if you're not good at it? Especially for the fact that we have been born from CODM with the firing range. But again, when it comes to the placement and positioning, you gotta be careful for the firing range. Now, control-wise, I don't like that mode. I never liked that mode. I never understand why it's already been put out. But then again, it's a very fairness compared to the domination. I also hate that mode as well. Control is better, and it's called control for a reason, because you can control every step of the way for the map itself. Now, here's the thing. Animosity decided to put a big clap back to the side of Shinigami and say, you are playing safe for the Search and Destroy, so we're gonna put you at the slum side for control. And I hope Animosity knows what they're doing, man, because slums is very tricky when it comes to control. You gotta be careful on the mid lane, you gotta be careful on the fountain side, especially when you know for a fact that it's very tricky for every single response. Slum has the most deadliest spawns, especially for control. So hopefully, if you know for a fact that you are from the baseline of whether or not it's special forces or guerrilla base, it's gonna be tricky for Control. But then again, it is Animosity choices, so hopefully they know what's gonna be like for Control. Now, within every single map that has been chosen, which map do you think that's gonna be the fiery map, especially from each of this team, Gator?
Oh, I would say Summit because of Purifier and Annihilator being out of the game.
Yeah.
And Summit being quite a enclosed map, I would say, especially in the first and second half point. I think it will be a very good way to see the skills of the players on how would they use long range weapon in such an enclosed space in Summit. Having Death Machine, especially when you're holding top as an anchor, most of the people will have a Death Machine as their score streak if they ban out a Purifier. So if you're using anchoring in such an enclosed space with a Death Machine, you really rely on your aim to save yourself as well as save your team to rack up those points in order to win. And don't forget, the new point reaches all the way up to 250, so you must rotate between the hard points at least twice for each of the hard point, unless you can win all your gunfights and win a clean 250-2-0.
Yep, definitely. I definitely agree on that. And on the other note as well, we have our poll on the side of the YouTube channel, right? If you guys haven't voted, here's the thing. I'm still trying to push out and giving you guys awareness and to push that button. Which team do you guys think will vote and will win actually for this first match? I'm seeing right now for the statistic, it seems that most of our viewers actually vote for Shinigami. They think that Shinigami has what it takes to win for the first match of the night. Knowing for a fact that I gotta agree on that because we already have the statistic of Shinigami. We have zero of what Animosity is gonna bring it to the game. Get it? You know for a fact that Animosity has already been rebranded. It seems that you are like a bit familiar with the team itself. Have you seen them in game? Have you actually seen how they are when it comes to fight as well as any kind of mode or their own performance as well as achievement? Are they good?
I would say I've seen some of their members, but I haven't seen them play as a team before. I've seen some of their members played. I even met some of the members in ranked, which which I will not brag about it. I won, but
Animosity.
but
Okay.
they I would say their skills are. I would say they will give Shinigami a run for the win. As even though they did rebrand and Trinity was, I would say, slightly be a better name. But I do love Animosity as well. Their team in solo rank, when they're soloing, they are good. When you compare to a team, it might increase, their skill might increase due to the increase of communication as well as the strategic thought of their captain or even some of their teamwork as well. So I think this is going to be a very, very good fight, especially in my opinion in Summit Hardpoint, having all those skills showcased with long range weapon in a short range map. So I would love to see this.
Agree, definitely. I gotta agree on that. No, I like that you added on the fact that you've seen them on rank, and I mean, like, if I see somebody on rank and I gotta cast for them, I definitely keep it inside and say like, you win, I'm definitely gonna shout out on you, you know, because yes, we gotta agree on that, because sometimes we see pro players. I've met and I've actually went. Oh, okay. We have a sad news from our producer right now. Unfortunately, it seems that. Oh my lord, Gator. Such a sad news coming in from the side of our production.
Well, I
super excited. I was super excited, and like we already said, that Animosity has the first opportunity to shine a light of how they are on the performance wise, because we still haven't seen them on the battlefield. We haven't even seen them going to war, yet they are sleeping on their own mission. So I'm like, bruh, when are you going to actually call out and proceed with winning your mission, my friend? But unfortunately, that's the case right now. So we won't be able to see Animosity for tonight. But again, for the side of Shinigami, I was also super excited to see them because we've seen them already for day number 1. We saw how they were, despite they have been struggled, just like how Gator said. But then again, we won't be able to see it tonight. I won't be able to be first-hand witnessing their fight, so we'll be giving the default win straight to the side of Shinigami due to the unavailability of from the side of Animosity. Animosity, I want to spank the kid lah. But then again, we have to actually move on to our second match of the night. So Gator, any last word before we take a break before our second match start?
Yes, try not to sleep before you to go into battle, because even in real life, if you want to start a war, try not to sleep before you want to go to the war. So
Agree, dude. Agree. I definitely agree on that, man. Seriously, nobody goes to sleep before war, man. They actually go over their skills, they over their mission, as well as their position, as well as every single thing. Now we have our one soldier sleeping, and they don't even remember the next day. It's like, oh, the war is already win, is it? Yeah. No, it's already lost to you because you were sleeping just now. But on the other note, we're gonna take a short break and we'll be back with our second match. Don't go anywhere. Shinigami, great job on your side, but on the other hand, Animosity, we're hoping that you will hold out your own words as well as your commitment on the next match. So I'll see you guys again after the break.
player Jin gets the kill! Go right here.
Go, go, go.
He has the retribution. Still the law, ladies and gentlemen, the law is stolen!
Hey, Gohan, getting the crucial kills for his teammate to get into the hard point. Alpha gets one kill, another kill. Can he get another one? Yes, he can! That's how he gets another kill!
But as what a shot! What a shot!
Warfare of Champion will be split into 2 segments. The group stage will take place from 2nd to 13th November. 16 teams will be randomly split into 4 groups of 4 teams. The matches will be played in a best-of-3 format. Only 2 teams from each group will qualify for the playoffs, while the rest get eliminated. A total of 8 teams will qualify for the playoffs. The playoffs will take place on 19th and 20th of November. The matches will be played in a best-of-5 format. The teams will battle through a randomized double elimination format until only one team is left standing. The tournament will have a prize pool of 10,000 CP. Are you ready to see the fight? Stay tuned, and see you in the live streams.
Rush out. What is double collect?
Alright, after all, can he get another one? Yes, he can. Can he get another one?
Can he get this kill? Yes, he can get another kill. Welcome back, ladies and gentlemen, to day number 3 of Warfare Champions Season 4. I'm the Caster Gator alongside me, FASYABUNNY, the one and only.
Thank you so much for a great intro. Now we're moving in for the second match of the night, and we missed out the first match, but it's okay. Hopefully the second match will not disappoint us and we'll be able to see some fighting. Everybody come here to watch the live so we can see some show. We want to see some performance, my friend, but unfortunately first match we already disappointed. So please, for second match it will not be a disappointment. I see a lot of comments right there on the live chat. Like, I like this one. Vina. Parents didn't teach them not to sleep before tournament. I agree on you, girl. I agree on you. I don't know whether you're a girl or a man, but I agree on you, girl. Just like, you know, just for the sake of it. Because the fact is, come on, it's a tournament and it's just like what Gator said, it's a war already. It's a battlefield and you don't sleep before you go into a battlefield. You prepare yourself. You go for a warm-up. You do whatever it takes to make yourself mentally prepared and physically prepared inside the game. I mean, physically wise, I understand maybe you're a bit tired, but mentally you're crazy. You're not even focusing on the game. You're focusing on sleeping like a freaking sleeping beauty and not even focusing on trying to fight with the teammate. But it's okay. On the other note, we'll be moving in for the second match of the night. It will be TRS Drifters versus the team of CKG Legacy. Wait, is it right? No, wait. Sorry.
Oh, no.
Your worst nightmare Empyrean, which is your favorite team. You have your heart and soul already set out for this team because of the name as well as their performance wise, is it? But on the other hand, it seems that from the group itself, we see that TRS Drifters is already on the top. So Gator, what are your comments for this match itself? What will you actually, you know, anticipate in the game?
Yeah, TRS Drifters do have a 100% win rate due to a default win. And your worst Nightmare Empyrean, they did lose one round to CKG Angels.
VT,
so
is it? Oh yeah.
Yeah, CKG Angels in the first day, which renders them to a 67% win rate.
Yep.
But we seen your worst Nightmare Empyrean play before. They are a very good team, even though they won a SND that is overtime. So they did not start to get tired SND. They continue playing until they win that overtime. That shows the determination of that team. But then TRS Drifters, they do have a 100% win rate, but they got it from a default win from yesterday, day number 2. Well, let's see, because these two teams, I do not know I do not know the lineup for Drifters, but I do know partially the lineup for Empyrean. which I can say I already voted for who in the comment section. Why not? You should know who I voted for. It's quite easy, you know. But both teams from the Philippines going against each other. Let's see who will be the better Filipino.
Agree. Philippine versus Philippines. So this is going to be definitely the fact that everybody is wanting, doesn't need to be raising their flags. We are just wondering which team is better on their own Philippine side. Like, they gotta be saying to themselves like, I want to be the better Philippine side. I want to be actually representing, saying that I'm the best one inside the Philippine region here on out for the Warfare of Champions. And hopefully they will be that one team. Now, moving along to the team list, let's go back again to actually figure out or explain to you guys and introduce the teams for the Warfare of Champions. We have the Animosity still being anonymous for day number 2 of their game, and I'm still shouting out, man, if you guys are watching this and you guys know anybody from the Animosity, or if Animosity is watching right now, I'm shouting out to you, day number 3, if you don't play the game, I will spank you, I go to your place, I spank you. You better bring your A game and fight despite you already lost 6 game already, giving default win to your own opponent. On the other hand, we have CKG Legacy, we have C2 Fantasy, Shush with the sushi right there. You're making me very hungry. We have Team X, TRS Drifter, as well as SN&D, as well as Cartels X Alpha.
Yeah, exactly. With the teams at the bottom row, we have Your Worst Nightmare, Team LY, VTL, Octave God, Vlogs Esports, Your Worst Nightmare Empyrean, CKG Angels, as well as Shinigami. So we have, for the second series, TRS Drifters going against Your Worst Nightmare Empyrean. Okay, this normally I do with FEXTY, but Fasya, let's just straight to the point. Who will win?
Bruh, I'm all about statistic. If you guys know me already, if you have seen me casting for Garena every single tournament, whether or not it's not even Garena level, even on any independent tournament, I will definitely go for stats. I am the type of person that really go for statistic. If statistic shows on the side of Your Worst Nightmare, despite TRS Drifter was not given the opportunity due to the fact that the opponent was giving the default win to their side, but Your Worst Nightmare Empyrean has already put themselves out on the field themselves. So I'm giving all out for Your Worst Nightmare because they already have the warm-up in their blood already. Their blood is already boiling from their first game, and they got 2 wins in their hands. So definitely that's gonna boost them up for the next match, which is with TRS Drifter. On the other hand, TRS Drifter is a 50-50. They haven't actually go in for the fight. They are not on the battlefield. They haven't warm up their own fingers, their minds, and their mentals to actually fight with the enemy. So it could be a surprise. It could be something that could shock us when they fight with the Your Worst Nightmare. But on the other hand, 50 on the other hand, they might actually not perform well because they couldn't actually figure out each step of the way of the momentum from the previous fight as well, because Your Worst Nightmare has already had their own warm-up. They already had their own fingers being all pushed out from the first match itself, so they might be having the advantage against TRS Drifter. But I don't want to put any fans of TRS Drifter saying that, buddy, you don't even know them and you're putting them down already. No lah, I'm just saying statistic wise. But on the other hand, like I said, they might shock us, who knows, and I'm rooting for them to show themselves. This is their opportunity to at least put themselves on the line, putting themselves outside right there on the battlefield, because they were not given that opportunity. So catch it, man, grab it as much as you can and put yourself out there and be the one to go to the playoff. And that's what that's my thoughts. On the other hand, let's take a look back on the formats. Guys, I know you might be a little bit tired, but we have to actually rephrase back. We gotta remind you guys again, how many teams fighting? You already know the 16 teams. We already introduced you guys the 16 teams. Now the 16 teams divided to 4 groups: A, B, C, and D. They have to be top 2 from each of the group they are joining in, and only 8 teams from that each group will be moving into the playoff, which is, for the format, will be double elimination bracket. And once they move in for the double elimination, they have to be the one moving into the end of the bracket, which is the championship title. And Gator, if you see from the 16 team, who you might think that have the most odd to go grab that champion title?
Well, you know, I'm already supporting Your Worst Nightmare Empyrean, But I'm also a partial team member for SNND as well. In actually, outside of commentating, but I would lean over towards CKG Legacy as they were the season 3 runner-ups, back in June. So I think CKG Legacy will put up a fight for all teams to get the throne away from them, as the throne is the closest to CKG Legacy other than any other team.
I totally agree on that because they already have their experience, they already have the knowledge of how it is like inside the warfare of champions, and this is their it's not their first season. It's already they've already accustomed to it, so definitely they know what is up for grabs, especially for the fact that you already stated they would not or not to say they were robbed from the title itself, but they would not given the opportunity to grab that champion title for themselves, and they're back again to actually earn back for the team. And this is something I liked it. Commitment, passion, no matter how many losses, no matter how much failure that you actually face, you still come back and push through to get that title. Now here's the thing, who will actually win that title for the second match? We're actually going in for the prize pool first. Now, for the prize pool, I gotta say, 10,000 CP. That's a lot, okay? 10,000 CP to put out on the line. Thank you again to our main organizer, Supreme Esports. And each and every single line from first place to second place and third place will be going home with 5,000 CP, 3,000 CP, and 2,000 CP in totals. And I cannot stress enough, if those did not register and did not take up this opportunity to join into the Warfare of Champion, join in next season, man. You gotta go in to do whatever it takes to get that CP prize. It might be not money, but in my account, if CP stands with the money prize, it's already 500 ringgit on the line, and I don't need to actually bother about, you know, like putting out my money to actually convert into CP. They're just gonna give it into my bank already. They're gonna go into my account, and I just gotta push in the button for the lucky draw. And this is something that every players as well as the viewers should actually take opportunity to join into the Warfare of Champion. Now, if you have that money or the CP, what would you do with it, Gator?
Yeah, I would quite really aim for the DLQ Z-Lot because I really love that skin.
Ooh.
I already spent a 500 ringgit on the DLQ holidays, which until now I still love. But now I also want the DLQ Z-Lot as well, because of the DLQ holiday being a legendary, being the first ever legendary skin, the OG legendary skin in Garena from the first season. It was the first season from the 2019 December. I still remember the date. Yeah, it's 2019 December. That's the first legendary for the DLQ, and also the first ever draw in COD M. So that I already got, but I still want the Z-Lot. 1,000 CP? Yeah, give it to me. I want the Z-Lot.
Agree, definitely. Oh, are you a sniper user, by the way, Gator?
I am a sniper, and if I mention this, you might not believe me. I am a two-finger sniper.
Oh my lord! Seriously? That's amazing, man. No, seriously, I praise it because here's the thing. I have this one comment coming in from one of my streams. They said to me that if you want to be a pro player, you gotta not play with two fingers only. And I'm like, nah. I definitely see a lot of pro players, not just on the side of competitive scene. We even see a lot of content creator for CODM. They even play two fingers, and they are phenomenal on snipers. And amazing job, man, Gator. I mean, I'm impressed. One day I'm gonna definitely want to see you on the line, man. But on the other hand, right here, we see how it is when it comes to prize pool. Now, if you guys missed out what was happening on the schedule wise, we were supposed to meet with Cartels Alpha for the end of the match or end of the game for this show. But unfortunately, for day number 3, Cartels Alpha will be a no-show, just as much as the Animosity, because for 2 of these matches between Cartels X Alpha versus I forgot which team is this. Do you know which team is this actually? Gator,
TRS.
Oh my god, I forgot.
TRS Drifters?
No. Oh my bad. I'm like, oh my god. I literally lost the words. But on the other hand, yeah, Caltex Alpha is a no-show for tonight. And we have also Animosity, who could not make it to fight with Shinigami for the first match of the night as well. So we're moving in for our, hopefully it is our first match of the night, which is TRS Drifters versus Your Worst Nightmare Empyrean. And on the second match, hopefully it's also not a no-show. We'll be also meeting off with the next match, which is CKG Legacy, which is rising at the moment right now inside our group stage, versus Your Worst Nightmare. So two Your Worst Nightmare on the same game or same game night for tonight. And hopefully each of the Your Worst Nightmare will definitely bring a great name for their own clan as well as your team. Now, we know for a fact that Your Worst Nightmare Empyrean is already been locked inside the heart and soul of Gator. But what about Your Worst Nightmare, the main team itself? Do you find them very, very performance-wise good inside the battlefield as well?
Or Empyrean?
Your Worst Nightmare. Okay.
Your Worst Nightmare? To be honest, both teams are quite the same as me. Same to me.
Really?
Your Worst Nightmare and Your Worst Nightmare Empyrean. Which one is better? Let's see if both of them make it to the playoffs.
Ooh, I like that. I like that idea. Yeah, I like that statement. The fact that we don't even know which one of them, because that's what's going on in my mind. Like, okay, we have two competitive teams from the same brands, which is Your Worst Nightmare bringing out their own main team as well as Your Worst Nightmare Empyrean. But which team actually rises to the top? Is it going to be the main team or is it going to be the second main team, which is Empyrean? And from the point of view of Gator, he said that he's already locking his eyes, his love to the side of Empyrean. But I'm still wondering if Your Worst Nightmare main team has what it takes to actually push through to the playoff, and maybe they'll actually battle it out right there on the playoffs with their own brotherhood at that final stage.
Yeah, talking about brotherhood, from Your Worst Nightmare, I can easily say, I looked at the lineup, I just realized, one of my two finger brothers, Your Worst Nightmare Charisma, is in Your Worst Nightmare. So, I will be rooting for him personally, but as a whole team, that will be Your Worst Nightmare Empyrean. Because why not? I love the name. Sorry to my two finger brother Charisma, but I would lean towards Your Worst Nightmare Empyrean. But less on that, but more on the third series, Drifters vs Empyrean. Again, let's jump right into this, since me and FEXTY normally do this, but FEXTY is not here. I'm with you now. So who will win?
I don't know, man. I mean, like, again, we haven't seen this team in action. We only see Your Worst Nightmare Empyrean in action, man. But, I mean, damn, this is tough. But on the other hand, Takeoff is back again, been banned, and I agree. No, not a doubt for sure. I know when it comes to Takeoff, it's not an easy map to actually been put out. But on the other hand, Empyrean says no to Slum, maybe because they saw that it was been chosen by the side of Animosity, despite they were no show. They actually they actually showed push Slum for the control mode. But then again, it's a quite very scary motion because it's not really a good map, whether it comes to from control side or from the hardpoint side. But on the operator skills, now we have the Purifier, not gonna be any burn baby burn tonight. Sparrow also will be taken out. Now there's a lot of couples of the operator skills still can be used as the site for the short range as well as long range. So this is actually a 50-50 situation when it comes to operator skills. So I'm thinking it could be that Drifters do not like any short range. They will go in for the long range tactical skills. But Empyrean, on the other hand, they want to go all out with the side of the short range, more to close range. So I'm interested to see what's going to be like when it comes to the battlefield. Now for the map, we see that Drifters have the coin flip win, so they'll be dictating the first map, which is the hard point. They have chosen the firing range. Oh my lord, but Empyrean decided to take the search and destroy to the cold chilly place, which is Summit. And I'm like, oh my god, are you serious? Gator, your thoughts?
Yeah, first of all, Slums being banned out by YWN Empyrean, I can say that's reasonable since they did lost 1-3 against CKG Angels in controls for day number 1, but with S&D in summits, why?
Yeah.
They really want to show how powerful they are for quite literally short range sniping, I would say, in summit.
Yeah.
But standoff being thrown into the control mode, I can say fairly common map lah. Fairly common map for control because when the control mode was actually placed into competitive scene, a lot of pro players, not just from the Garena region, but I've seen regions from like the NA region and from the EU region and the Japanese region as well. The first map they went into for control is standoff.
Now I just found out. But I think most of the time that people really go in for the standout because it's the most, I mean, it's most smallest map. It's not to say it's the smallest map, but it's the most compact map that you can either go either way side. It's easiest to actually go through each and every single lane, and positioning wise, it doesn't have any issue. If you have like a little bit bias on the left lane or on the tank lane side or even on the sculpture side, you can even move into the backyard. So I think when it comes to standoff control, that's the reason why it's one of the OG map been chosen. And whether or not it is SND, whether or not it is hardpoint control wise, standoff is the most easiest to topple when it comes to fighting. It can be biased to your side, but you can turn it around and flip it over and make it an epic comeback. So that's why standoff is really good to be ended by Drifters side. But here's the thing, when I see every single map being chosen by Drifters, and back to my bans and modes of the operators as well as maps, I am gonna go with my guts and saying that Drifters have already put on their own loadout is all for the LMG, because I know this season is all about LMG, man. It's all for the LMG meta. So we're gonna see a lot of long range shots coming through from Drifters. So YWN Empyreans got to go and step up their game for this match tonight.
Yeah, exactly. With one of the questions being asked by one of the moderators, do you think sniping range will appeal today? So for FASYABUNNY who doesn't understand what's sniping range, in Supreme Esports, fire range has been picked for SND for so many times that we call sniping range from sniper range from now on. So will it be picked? It did for the first series, but we did not see it. So let's see for the next series, will we see sniping range in here? I don't know. But continue on with what you say, Fasha. LMG is being the meta, yeah, it is. But the RPD Infinite Ammo did got banned out by competitive. But you still have that high damage chopper as well as the Holger. So both of these weapons are gonna do a huge damage, especially with the new buffs to some of the guns other than the LMG, like the ARs with the 40% buff to the horizontal recoil on the LK24, as well as the attachment to make a M16 automatic, which I still do not understand why Cotton still added that. But it is a burst weapon already. With 2 bursts, it already can kill a player. But I still understand why you need to add an attachment to make an M16 automatic if it's the main purpose of that guy is to be a burst weapon. So I think some of that will be in play. Plus the new AR, which is the Creek 6, being a 3-shot weapon. Yeah, I think there's gonna be chaos all over the map.
Yep, definitely. Crazy. I agree on the side of M16, man. Seriously, I cannot go without seeing M16 inside the rank side. I don't know why. I think because pretty much on the sideline, it is a Mandela effect. Whenever there's a new update, all of the pro players, all the CODM lovers comes back to life and saying, okay, I'm gonna try hard. I want to see every single buff, every single metas inside for this season, and they always go haywire inside the rank. I'm like, why suddenly the room becomes so keras? Why everybody suddenly becomes so crazy, huh? Like, I cannot even get a win. I can't even get a kill, my friend. Relax, my bro. It's just a new update. It's not even a season rank yet. But that's the thing. That is what I feel for this new season update. It was just crazy, and something that when it comes to see that our tournament is going to carry on as the update being pushed out. I know for a fact most players are definitely going to be saying like, a lot of bugs. But they gotta push through, man. This is all about the competitive scenes. You have to go through. Even in Garena levels, Masters, there's a lot of updates coming through when there's a tournament showing off. There's a lot of tournament going on. They still have to pull through. But bugs aside, the meta as well as the buff for this season is just going crazy, man. I can't stress enough. Like, every weapon is just too painful to be fight right on the face. And I'm like scared. But back to the game itself. TRS Drifters versus the side of your worst nightmare Empyrean. You guys have the voting power in your hands. Now check out. We got 34 votes, and it seems that everybody, maybe they also agree with Gator. They say that, yes, Gator, your worst nightmare Empyrean also locked into my heart already. I will definitely love them because they are very powerful. You don't even give a chance to TRS Drifters, huh? Because of their default win. Come on, give them at least a chance lah. I mean, 50-50. But on the other hand, we see 14%. There are certain of our viewers still believe on TRS Drifter might be able to do an epic comeback or an epic change, as this is their first game of the night as well as inside the group stage. So I'm super excited. Gator, are we gonna get any bad news? Because I don't want to have any bad news. I want to go continue on, because if there's no game to continue for tonight and it's gonna be a no-show again, then let's just not call it a warfare of champions. It's gonna be a warfare of casters only lah. I'm just talking with you for the whole entire night. So please, TRS Drifters, your worst nightmare Empyreans, please show up and be very fearless inside our group stages. What are your comments, Gators, and what are the odds between these two teams? Is it gonna be 70-30, or is it gonna be at least to the side, as we know the statistic of your worst nightmare? Is it 60-40 to the side of your worst nightmare?
I would say both. Your worst nightmare Empyrean does have a 67% win rate, and Drifters actually have a 100% win rate. But in the votes, it goes 14% towards Drifters and 86% towards Empyrean, which to Fasha's love, we actually already found out what's Fasha's favorite subject in secondary school. Math. But let's be honest, I also love math myself. Math fans in the comments, let's go. But with the win rates and for the statistics, to be honest, I love math, but I don't really count numbers as the truth of everything. I would say this would be quite a fair match. I would say both teams will push each other to the limit. S&D might go into overtime, into the 17th round, our most round for S&D. Hard point might both teams might reach until 250 to 249, I would say.
Oh, that would be amazing. That would be a great game to be witnessed between the TRS Drifters versus the Your Worst Nightmare Empyrean. If they can push out to that point as well as to that match point, that would be amazing, man, because it's on the sideline when Your Worst Nightmare Empyrean meeting off with CKG Angels, they were also struggling. They were actually had to run for their money as well. 9 to 7 points on Search and Destroy with CKG Angels, and as you stated as well during our break, it is the only girl team registered for our season number 4, and they still put Your Worst Nightmare on their spot to actually fight and win the games. 3 matches between that two teams, CKG Angels versus Your Worst Nightmare. They only got 2 wins to fight or to stole from the hands of CKG Angels. So I'm super excited to see how much struggleness will be put out from the side of Your Worst Nightmare Empyrean when they fight with TRS Drifters. On the side of the hard point, and it seems that we have the possibility to witness our second match. I know you guys are probably tired of hearing us talking. I'm also tired of a little bit talking. I want to hype the game, man, right now. So come on, let's get it on, producer. Let's get it on, my man. Because at this point right now, it's just babbling about statistics, babbling about the game itself, and it's not doing justice to the players itself. Now, your worst nightmare, Empyrean. During the match itself with CKG Angels, which player stands out the most in your eyes, Gator?
I can't really say because all of them do have a fair chance of quality making out to my list of who impresses me the most. But I wouldn't say.
You wouldn't say why. I mean, at least someone that you see a MVP worthwhile, an MVP worth to be put out on the line.
Okay, then I would say is towards the side of Ricky.
Ah, why is that?
He did not just obtain a 2 minutes and 4 seconds in half point firing range. He obtained a 51 to 32 KD as well.
Oh my lord.
Being the OBJ player as well as having the most kill in the entire game, including the CKG Angels players, that impresses me.
Wow. That's crazy. Wow, being a Slayer as well as an OBJ, that's amazing. Knowing for a fact that you can actually control your own mission inside the game, as well as making sure that you do not get caught at that mission as well, which is a phenomenal way. Seriously, I gotta say, most of the time OBJ will always stands out as the OBJ. They will try to control the mission them to complete, but Slayers do the backup. Mostly we see some of the statistic from the side of the players as well. But here we have our first match of the night, guys. TRS Drifters versus your worst nightmare Empyrean. Now, firing range, we got the hard point now. We got Sika right here at the trailer side. We'll be holding up, making sure that the first hard point will not be taken out now. Clearing out 2 players, but finally be taken out by TRS Chosen.
Yeah, why do I have a feeling that half of TRS Drifters gonna run choppers halfway through? But but if you look at the positioning in the minimap of your worst nightmare Empyrean, they actually have the map control secured down. Now they just need to win their gunfight and rack up all those points. They are missing out on their trailer control, but they are pushing 2 people in there. As you can see right here, Duke wins the gunfight and goes right into trailer. Now they have the entire map control on the top right now and pushing the spawns of TRS all the way to the bottom. And did I just see an S36?
I mean, it's a good weapon. I mean, even before last season was been resetted, I think S36 is still painful. It's not really, it's an underrated weapon to be used out. Now, point number 2 has already been put out, and we see your worst nightmare still rising to the top with 47 points, 48 points on the side, and we have our chopper coming from Kami, and he's trying to do his best to be as a Slayer. But can he actually hold down the ground, making sure that your worst nightmare will not get into the point? He clears out 1, he clears out 2, but unfortunately, our Richie with the CBR back in track, taken down, making sure that TRS will not be able to even go anywhere near the point second.
Yeah, exactly. Richie currently doing a lot for his team. He's 5 kills in his name, but if you look over into Fabio, he has 12 kills already to his name with a chopper. That I can say is very, very impressive, especially with such a fast-paced game currently right here, with a lot of players using the SMG. Like you see right here, Poisey, this is the S36, beats out CBR. This is really an underrated gun.
Yep, it is. It is very underrated. It's still painful, but on the other hand, control-wise needs to be put out. Now, S36, when it compares to every single meta, it's still not be able to only be performing-wise. Now, we have Kami going in. They were able, TRS Drifter was able to break the hills, but it was only on matter of the left breadcrumbs coming in for the TRS Drifter. Now, your worst nightmare will be holding out from the wooden side. Spotted out 1, but unfortunately, Poise comes in, takes down, and will not able to give your worst nightmare to hold those positioning, but still the point goes out to your worst nightmare with 100 points. Now Poise comes in, being taken out by Arichi. Not even a soul will be given out for that mid lane. He sprays it out. He shots 1, he shots 2. Now 1 more player to go. He moves back again. He misses out another one. He gets another kill. We have a 2 combo coming through. Another play, 3 Can he make it 5? He makes another 5. Richie is on fire, man.
And this is why he's been chosen as the most impressive player in my list. He is carrying the team, chasing it all out. He's almost fully streaked out right here. Annihilator popped by both teams, but Richie seems to be doing more from it rather than chosen one.
Oh my lord.
From the side of Fast, you can see the PP19 Bison, the newly buffed weapon, even though it has been a meta from last year's, I think. But it did came back as a meta, and currently a lot of people are using it. You can see the back and forth between the teams, but Empyrean rack up more of those points. TRS are going to the first hardpoint control. They are preparing for their first hardpoint control, but they need to take down Richie, as Richie is on a 11 kill spree.
Oh my god. Somebody gotta do something for Richie, man, because he is on a streak right now, and if somebody does not take him down, he is on a rising at the moment round. He's still fighting off, already getting a lot of kill point for himself, and moving along. TRS Drifter does not even have any opportunity to get in. Now this is the 4th hard point. Kami goes in with the chopper. He takes 1, he takes 2, looking for another one from the YWN Empyrean, but he doesn't get it. Duke, on the other hand, takes Kami straight away. Will not give any opportunity at all. 160 point now. We'll reset again for the first hard point, and TRS still finding their beat to fight inside this first game.
Yeah, exactly. With Richie got taken out on his 15th spree. I think that will be a bummer for him. But he still has the EMP system ready to be activated. And for those who are confused, for some reason, Kodak in competitive have banned out mostly all of the score streaks except for the 100 kg drone, Predator missile, as well as the EMP system. So those are the only 3 score streaks that are able to be used in here. Duke doing a lot right there under tin. He is preventing the players coming up from mid branch to enter the hard point. He has the Annihilator ready. He backs away for the reload. He takes one, that's another one. He takes the other one, 5 kill spree for himself. Goes in, activates, does not activate the Annihilator first, but Chosen takes 3 for himself with the chopper, gets back the hard point, racks up all those points. Over 100 point lead for the side of Empyrean, and they will retrieve back the hard point as Drifters are already set up in the next hard point, but they seem not to be winning all their gunfights, and your worst sniper has came back.
Yeah, definitely. But it's still just a breadcrumb, just like leftover for the TRS Drifter. We are seeing YWN Empyrean still holding a great positioning. They're still doing a great offensive-wise to the side of TRS Drifter. Drifters is just trying to defend from the side and trying to get as much as skill kills, but it's still not enough. Now, Duke with the Annihilator. This is why they did not ban Annihilator. They know for a fact they're gonna be phenomenal for the fight. Now, here, Lich coming in with the side of PP. Bison. It's been a while since I see Bison, and we're still on the strike to figure out why Bison has been chosen. I know it is powerful. It's actually as the same rate as S36 is a really underrated weapon, but to compare with the meta, it cannot withstand. So this is something that I think most of the players need to figure out. Despite whatever it is, people need to realize that if you can't win a fight, you gotta be the team. You gotta join the game as well. So some weapon, despite I love BK57, I know BK57 is coming back again for the Battle Royale scene, but for me, if you want to fight with the meta, you gotta go in with the meta as well. Not to say that meta is the way to win, but you have to know which side to fight in. Now, we have the YWN Nightmare already pushing into 226, and TRS Drifter is still struggling to get as much point to chase it out. If they don't do something for this trailer side, it's gonna be a clean sweep for the side of YWN Nightmare Empyrean to win for this third hard point. Now, Khalil is already waiting right here. We'll be spraying with the chopper. He takes down one. He takes down Dula. TRS Drifter coming back, but YWN Nightmare coming from the backside. Takes down one and he clears it out. Break the heel and gets that 20-second clock, and it will be a win straight away for this point if the TRS Drifter does not do something right now.
Exactly, they must break the point here or even contest it for the next couple of seconds. They are 10 points away from winning for the side of YWN Nightmare. As you can see right in the kill feed, all of the kills are going to the side of YWN Nightmare, and Drifters finally winning some, but they ran out of time, and YWN Nightmare will be winning 250-79 against the side of TRS Drifters. What a battle!
Amazing job. Philippine versus Philippine. Now we see YWN Empyrean showing themselves they're the better Philippine team, but only for the one game. This is just one game. This is just the hardpoint match at the firing range, and it is the map that was chosen by Drifter. Unfortunately, they could not take down YWN at their own turf. Now, moving along with the second match right now, we're moving to the Search and Destroy, the map chosen from the side of YWN Empyrean to Summit side. Now, we have seen the LMG. We saw how it is like when it compared to TRS. They keep on pushing with the chopper. We know for a fact that if they have already have the gameplay, they have the tactics coming through for the first match and it wasn't going so well, they could have switched the gameplay, but they were really struggling. They were still putting out, they want to continue with the same tactic and gameplay with the long range shot, with whatever it takes. Despite it was a great comeback actually at the end, they were able to actually push out for the points for themselves, at least 70 points. But at that point already, we see YWN already giving a lot of nightmares, a lot of damages inside the battlefield and getting the points for themselves. And here on out, this is the breakdown itself. We go back to our Richie, man. Our Richie, 44 slays on his clock. Not even one step of beat has been skipped by this Richie. It was just phenomenal. But on the other hand, now the OBG, we gotta give a hands out to Faz and Fazview. They have an easy game definitely coming from them. They were just holding out each and every single point. TRS on the other hand, we see Kamil as well as Chosen was trying hard with their chopper. They were trying to push in. There was some motion that could have been, they were able to actually find their momentum, but at the end, just like I said already, YWN Empyrean has already done a lot of damage at that war. They were already done a lot of the points for themselves, and it was not enough time to catch up with the team of TRS Drifter. They were already been pushed out or been turned down already from that 220 points.
Yeah, exactly. That's why I picked Orichi as my MVP. 44-19. You can't be better than that, let's be honest, other than him being better than himself for the first day. Even though Sika having the least amount of kills as well as Fast did play the OBJ 3 minutes and 15 seconds in that OBJ, and Sika did play the anchor position, which I love the teamwork from YWN Empyrean. That's how a good teamwork is about. You play different positions to contribute positively to the team, to also help with your teammates' positioning as well as gunfight. That is good teamwork. But on the side of Drifters, they keep losing their gunfight over and over again. Chosen having 32 kills, but for his teammates like Kami and Kyoshi, they can't keep up with Chosen's ability to slay that much, and they just lagged behind and they completely drag the team down with them. So I think what I could give say about Kami and Kyoshi is try to use drop the LMGs, I would say. Drop the LMGs, because the ADS takes eternity to go in to quality aim down. Pick up the CBR if you want, or even pick up the Bison. Bison is good for long range now. So if you want to continue with long range but you're doing bad with the LMGs, pick up the Bison, pick up the CBR. It will do you good, even though it does not give the full effect of an LMG. It does give you the effect of helping your team slightly bit more and possibly get the win.
Agree, definitely, because the fact is, like I said, the tactics were not doing well. They could have actually figured out a plan B. Whenever you go into the war zone, you have to have a strategy that has been put out. Even going into any kind of whether it's a football field or a rugby field, they always have a lot of mind maps. 3 types of different kind of strategy to push in. If your first strategy did not make it through, switch. Because the fact is, like Gator said, Kamen was struggling with the LMG. He was struggling with that chopper verily, and he was even trying to get as much as long range shot at the end of the game as well. Not to actually dismiss the effort they were trying to do a comeback, but it was too late. It was a too late game coming in from the Drifters side. YWN Empyrean on the other hand, even from the beginning, the momentum was already there. That pushed through, and they, if despite there were a lot of commotion that was given out a little by little, that Drifter was able to take out. they even left out some of the leftovers of the points because they keep on pushing for the early rotation of the point. Yet it was still enough for them to push through as they already got the majority of the hard point. On the other hand, now we're moving into the second match, Search and Destroy Summit, the map chosen by the Your Worst Nightmare Empyrean. And knowing how they were when it comes to hard point, they have a lot of momentum. They were mostly going in for the rush. Will it be the same when it comes to Search and Destroy? Because when it comes to Search and Destroy, a lot of teams decides to actually slow down the tempo. They try to actually go in for the snipers, especially when it comes to Summit. It is all about snipers, man. And we have RHG right here, moving from the CBR, now taking off the DLQ. Spotted out from the control side. Now he's waiting, looking. There's two players already at the top, but he doesn't spot it out. He goes back down. Sika takes one. Kamil will be shot down. We see Chosen also being left out by Fabio as well. But now Kyoshi comes through into the control. The bottom control room has already been secured. Now two players go through from TRS. But Fabio! Two players taken down. Now one more player to go. Unfortunately, Lich was a little bit too slow with the positioning of the team. Now he's left all alone with 1 minute on the clock to actually push through, fighting with three players from Your Worst Nightmare Empyrean.
Yeah, my main question is why the HG40 from Kyoshi? Why? Out of all the SMGs, I say drop the LMG doesn't mean pick up the HG. it's quite different, okay? The Kyoshi being very lethal with the right tag. Like I say, the right tag has been lethal for the past couple seasons, and Sika finishes him off. I can say, going back to the topic, right tag has been quite lethal for the past 3 seasons.
Yep, definitely agree, because I mean, I don't know whether it's a pay to win when they actually introduced that new skin, because the fact is it's just so crazy, it's just so painful, man. And especially the fact that we are seeing two snipers from the side of Your Worst Nightmare, TRS Drifters. They're gonna do well. Now we have the side of Drifters pushing through with at least one player, which is Chosen with a sniper. Fast takes down Lynch. Now pushing through from the side, Kyoshi trying to pegs it out with the Bison. Takes down with the help of Chosen right there. Now Your Worst Nightmare left out with 4 more players. Now going in for the rush. Your Worst Nightmare is not gonna actually hold on any longer. Now Kyoshi goes in from the block. But no! He misses the opportunity with the slow ADS. Now Kamil left all alone with the chopper, but he takes down Duke first. Okay, but still a little bit too risk when it comes to LMG versus two players using snipers as well as short range SMG. Now we see Chopper going in. Bomb has already been dropped. Now he has to pick up the bomb and do something with the 3 players still maintained. Now he goes into control, but there's already 2 players already right beside him, and right behind him at the long range, we are seeing some of the players already waiting. Now he's gonna be cornered out. He spot one, he sprays it out, but unfortunately Fabio back again with that right tag. Takes down, and 2 points goes to the side of Your Worst Nightmare.
Oh, did you miss that? He was again a sniper. Okay. I know. What did you miss? He's a sniper. Okay, but he did has quite less opportunity to win that match because of the pitch maneuver coming in from the side of Your Worst Nightmare. But Fabio misses a shot off the match, but he gets tagged up by the grenade. Duke takes Chosen one out.
Ooh, right.
A 5-on-4 situation. Spots one out, doesn't hit the shot, and producers decided to change the screen. Okay, but Poisey takes Fabio out with the S36. Lynch spots out one player, tags him out, very low health, but decided not to push because he knows there's a crossfire right there. Pushes Duke from an angle. He gets taken out. Poisey all alone. Lynch pushes again and takes Sika out off screen. Can Poisey spot our last player on the steps? Yes, he can. He's with the sniper and he doesn't miss any shots. Archie, oh my lord, and he gets taken out with the S36.
Oh, first game or first match point for the side of TRS Drifter. They're coming back. I like this. I like their positioning. They're finally able to push through. A whole positioning coming from their end is a better fight when it comes to Your Worst Nightmare. They know for a fact that Your Worst Nightmare is pushing through with the sniper as well as rushing. So we have Poise going into the control room. Right on the right side, they gotta be careful right here because we can see Your Worst Nightmare is already going in from the B side. Arachi takes down Poise first. Kyoshi maintaining right here at the bottom, but we have Your Worst Nightmare is already scattered around. They go straight into the base. Now here's what I said: They are bringing the A game straight to the TRS Drifter, but Kyoshi takes down one, but unfortunately he will be retreated off. Now 3 players teammated. Unfortunately, Kamil left all alone. Our chopper right here needs to fight with 3 players against Spot right now. He tried to melee, but Sika was just too fast with that switchblade.
I'm very confused on what's Kyoshi's all 10 of his loadouts, because I see the HG40, then I see the PP19 Bison, then I see the PPSH9 PPSH. Then now I think he's using a Kilo, I think. So I don't know what kind of loadout does he have, but I think it's not working out for him. But in the meantime, Kami with his chopper pushing all the way to catwalk. A sniper waiting for him right there. He gets stunned out, but he misses that shot, and he is the follow-up. He spots 2 more players from the top. He misses 2 shots! Oh my god! How can you miss all those? Runs away with the 11. And Biden comes in, takes the Archie, but runs away, retreats back, and will they plant the bomb? No, he will not, as the plant gets dropped down. Fabio hits the shot! Boy, is the last player alive with the hip fire onto the S36. Does he spot out a player right behind him? No, he does not. As he can jumpstart and kills him off the back.
Nice. Your worst nightmare getting another point for themselves, and a great positioning. It seems that your worst nightmare, knowing for a fact that Drifters will decide to hold a little bit and will not go in for the push. They take opportunity to also let the game slow down a little bit, because most of the time when they go in for the fight, it also goes a little bit haywire. It actually flipped to the side of Drifters, so they don't want to make that mistake. Now we got Sika on the A side. We have one player chosen is right there on the top with the sniper. Does not go to the staircase, but Spot 1 with that quick scope takes down Arachi first. Now he goes into the cable car, but right on the back, somebody's already looking for him. Now sprays, unfortunately, won't be taken out. Now Sika does not realize it, but he backs through, takes down Chosen. Now he sprays it out. We got one more player to go. Sika is left on alone. He needs to reposition himself. He goes back to the cable car. He goes into the control room versus 3 players. The odds does not look good for Sika, but maybe he can be able to clutch it out if he can knows where to position himself. 2 players goes to the cable car, knows the slot. He spotted out Lynch. He does not get the kill. He moves back, goes into the cable car again. 1 player right on the base, but he wants to backstab. He does not see anyone just yet, but he hears the stab. He goes slowly, waits at the mid, waiting for any kind of sign from the enemies. On the other hand, Drifters will be spotted out. Sprays from Sika. Sika takes 1 shot from Kyoshi. 2 players in, but information has already been given. Can he make it through? No, he could not make it through. It is gonna be to the side of TRS Drifter for this match number 6.
He almost won. He almost clutched it up, but he was ambushed by 2 players. He was double challenged. Good play on him, by the way, for doing a full-on rotation around towards mid. But you see right here, 4-2, switch of sides. What can this affect? What have the effect on both teams from the switch of sides? Pushing in, you can see Duke pushing in very, very fast. Spot 2 players, triggers his sprint, doesn't apply. Spot 1 player on the bottom, and it doesn't kill him. Pointy gets him down. It's a 3-on-5 situation. Your worst nightmare doesn't look very, very promising. But you see Sika takes 1 down. Kyoshi takes another 1 down. Sika takes 1 more down. And he gets backstabbed from Chosen with a sniper. Fast when he comes back online. A 1-on-3 situation. Can he clutch it up just like how Sika did last round? Just with a little bit more finesse. But he does not. And he gets caught off guard by Chosen.
No, I like this. I'm not sure why, but I mean, I'm just trying to be a little bit of mind reader right now. It could be that Drifters listen to what we say, they listen to what we comment and giving the feedbacks, they actually receiving it and responding well, because the fact is they realize that most of their tactic was not doing well. Now they're coming back with 3 points on the clock, and I see that most of the players already choosing to the side of CBR. We have Arichi right here with the KRM. He's gonna push in with the shotgun, smoke a little bit right there. It's not gonna give any intrusion, but he goes in shot. Shot 2. Oh, he misses out! Oh, he misses out! Such a bad situation coming in from the side of Arichi, but on the other hand, right now, 4 players still maintained from both of the team. Now Duke goes in from the B side, trying to spot it out. TRS Voice is right there. He sprays it out with the ADS. He gets it done. Nicely done, but Chosen on the left side right there. He goes back, but he will chase it out, but he does wait for the time being. Chosen will reposition, but Your Worst Nightmare has a backup right there. Duke will stick together now. Taro has already been spotted out. Lynch is just waiting for the right time. He's not gonna do anything with that shotgun, my man. You're not gonna do anything. But on the other hand, now that's gonna actually gatekeep. He's gonna make sure that it's not gonna give any opportunity. But Your worst nightmare, knowing for a fact Tower is not going to be a good decide. Now Fabio goes back. He has a sniper in hand. Duke with the S36 right here. He does not realize that Lynch has already repositioned himself. Bomb will be dropped right here. Two players still maintain. If Lynch makes a clutch right here, shots coming through from the side of control. A little bit of that information will be taken out, but bomb still hasn't been dropped. That information will be pushed out. But Lynch, a little bit too confident, a little bit too ambitious to the front. In the end, been taken down at 1 point back to the team of Your Worst Nightmare Empyrean.
I love this. I can say I love this. I can't say Kyoshi, you switch between 4 different guns already. Pick a gun. Pick a gun. You switch between 4 different guns already.
Testing the water, my friend. He's just testing the water. He's trying to figure out which weapon would be easier. But my friend, this is a tournament. It's not a rank. It's not even a classic for you to do that. But it's okay. You're still doing good. Now here we have Your Worst Nightmare. Duke takes down one. Sika takes one. Shots coming through from the backside. No! What is that? He doesn't even realize Kyoshi was right there. But nicely done. Your Worst Nightmare getting back with the momentum, knowing for a fact they don't want to give any epic comeback for the side of TRS Drifters.
Yep. Kyoshi again, stop switching the gun. Now you're using a chopper. 5th gun in a row. So okay, so moving in with the machete, he's going towards A long with a chopper, which is a very, very good idea because of the long range engagement. But you can see Chosen takes out Duke. First pick off for Drifters. Well played. Now they have the numbers advantage. Now they just want to play time and prevent the bomb from being picked off. Fabio going in for the trade on Camille on 4-on-4 situation, tied up Sika. No, actually spot out Sika. But I can see the trade going on between both players. Now 2-on-3 situation. Sika jumps down. Okay, spot out anyone? No, he cannot, as the team of Drifters push all the way back into their base. Will Chosen get backstab from here? Because they do not know Sika is going from the back. But I think he gets spotted out. Sika kills one. Will he get another one from the back? Yes, he does. Pepper misses his shot. Pulls out the M11. MW11 does not hit any. Takes down a sniper. One last player alive goes in for the challenge. Does not see the player from behind. And he gets the kill. 7-3. What a play.
Nicely done. A great positioning coming in from Your Worst Nightmare Empyrean. And a total 2 points already from the side of Your Worst Nightmare with the 2 match being done. Wow. Definitely a great map that has been chosen. They know for a fact that the reason why they chosen the map, it's right on the track. But I gotta say, compared to the Hardpoint match, this is by far one of the better performances coming in from TRS Drifter. They were able to do a little bit of epic momentum, a really good comeback, a respawn coming through from the side of Your Worst Nightmare. I could have said that, they could have given a little bit of run for the money for the side of Your Worst Nightmare. But then again, it seems that Your Worst Nightmare did not allow it. They know that once Drifter was able to actually learn some of the steps coming from Your Worst Nightmare Empyrean, they don't want to hesitate any longer. They don't want to give any more chance. They shut them down straight away from that 5 or 6 points match on their side. But a great well done job, and I want to see more coming from Drifter. They could have done better. It seems that they have learned from their mistake. They have do a little bit of engagement wise, and gun skill wise, I feel like it was a bit more improvement compared to the Hardpoint. But on the other hand, I want to see the statistic. I want to figure out unfortunately. Players were not able to see, but we are able to give a little bit of highlight from the Your Worst Nightmare. We have Sika with 16 kills fighting with the team of Drifters. He was just phenomenal, man. He was just right on track with that CBR. Wisely enough, a great shot coming through from Duke as well with the sniper. I gotta say, like, most of the Your Worst Nightmare period, statistic wise, is great when it comes to sniper. I think that they know for a fact each positioning of the summit really requires a good sniping. But Fabio, on the other hand, there was some questionable moment where, why did he miss? A little bit trigger discipline coming from his end, but then again, a great performance from the side of Your Worst Nightmare Empyrean.
Yeah, exactly. With the entire side of Drifters just left, we can't really see much of the stats, but I see how Richie from Hardpoint, he was the MVP, and then suddenly Sika jumps right to the top with the MVP, and Sika in Hardpoint, I believe he was the bottom frag, if I'm not wrong.
Mhm.
Yeah, Sika in hardpoint was the bottom frag. So you can easily see how equal the entire team is. And I'll be very honest with you, I'm looking at the hardpoint stats right now. It's actually the opposite of what it shows in hardpoint. So Sika on top, then after Duke, then Fabio, then Fast, then Arichi. From hardpoint statistics, from the bottom is Sika, Duke, Fabio, Fast, and Arichi. Like, it just looks like they all just quite really change size right now. From bottom frag to from bottom frag to top frag to the bottom frag.
I mean,
But-
that's showed how your worst nightmare Empyrean knows their positioning. They know their roles when it comes to fighting, comparing to hardpoint to the SND. They know which player will shine light most, and it seems that Sika has the better upper hand when it comes to the search and destroy, and especially for the fact that he's better off with 1v1. He is, when it comes to meeting with every single TRS Drifters, he has the capability to do a great TTK. I have to admit that when it comes to TTK, Sika is just phenomenal. He was a killer man on that map itself as well as on the move. Now, going into the side of the maps and modes, we are seeing now the third map will be chosen by the side of Drifter, which is Standoff Control, the most OG map of all, and I hope Drifters will be able to do a better job compared to how they did on the hardpoint, because it was such a struggling motion when we saw how they were from the early of the rounds or early of the points of the hardpoint. Now it seems that Drifter was able to pick up a little bit of the momentum at the search and destroy. Hopefully it will be even better or improving wise when it comes to control. But is it going to be the same case on the side of search and destroy when moving to the control, or will they go back to zero when they meet up back again on the hard pace? Gator, what are your thoughts?
Yeah, it is kind of disappointing seeing the score again for hardpoint fire range. But I think in controls, I think Drifters will be. I think Drifter would deliver slightly bit more here as we jump into the match, as control is more of a combined mode between hardpoint domination SND as well as deathmatch, as well as team deathmatch and frontline. So I think this will show slightly bit more of what Drifters can do and cannot do. We already seen what they cannot do in hardpoint. So but you can see right here with the initiation of the capture of A flag by the side of your worst nightmare Empyrean. This is a very good strategy, as when all of you focuses on A flag, you can easily penetrate B flag, as it is, even though it is on right beside the Drifter spawn, it is easier to penetrate as it is out in the open. First of all, you have those source tricks to invest in. And second of all, it is a place where you can just spam your LMG over and over again. Pray to God you hit someone right in the face.
Agree. Yeah, that's the strategy we're seeing right now. But on the other hand, it seems that TRS Drifter wants to do as much damage as possible. They're trying to win most of those gunfight as well. But now your worst nightmare having 20 of the points for themselves, or like unfortunately able to even get the flag from the hands of TRS Drifters. So they gotta do something right here. But the Lifeline on the other hand is doing well compared to both of the teams. Now Kamil comes with the chopper. He's actually doing a little bit of epic Kamil. I like to see from the Kamil side, because he was not doing well from the hard point, but now it seems that he has improved. Now Duke comes in from the long range. Oh, look at that, a great positioning coming in from Kamil. He makes sure that no one from your worst nightmare will go in, but the information will be given out and he will be taken out straight away. You cannot stay that long, my man, especially knowing for a fact chopper takes a long time to shoot out. Now your worst nightmare will be actually contesting for B side, goes into TRS Drifter, but 2 plays already maintained. Chosen with the sniper, takes out 1, takes down 2. Wow, a great quick score coming through, but unfortunately Fast comes into the bakery, shuts him down straight away.
It's already invested by Arichi, but for him it will be quite a good investment because of how easy he obtains back his score streaks. A 2 life deficit. Nope, I mistaken that. 1 life deficit with both teams' life on the line. There's two ways for your worst nightmare to win. It's either to finish all of the lives or capture B. Like you see right here, the lives advantage goes towards Drifters with a 2 life deficit. Drifters being very great on those lives. Koshi with the Kilo 1 to win the gunfight, and Sika equalizes that point. You can see right here, Sika just finished both of the players from behind, and what a play from your worst nightmare. What a comeback from that life deficit.
Yeah, oh my lord, it could have go either way, man. I mean, TRS Drifter, I gotta say, this is even more improvement, a way compared to how they were when it comes to hardpoint. Search and Destroy was just a tip of the iceberg, but now we are seeing a little bit more of engagement wise, especially more aggression from the TRS. But your worst nightmare right here on now, they are going to hold out for defense wise, but they are on the rush mode, just going straight to spawn trap. TRS Drifter now, Sika already with the Annihilator, takes one, he spotted out, missed a little bit, but able to push through, takes down straight away by TRS. Now they're going to spawn trap, takes two, takes three, goes in. He's not giving any more chances, not even one step of the way, making sure TRS Drifters does not even go out. Now I think your worst nightmare Empyrean, they're getting even more aggressive now. Fabio with the sniper will be going into the building. Spot 1 takes 2. We get 3. No, Predator missile on the line, takes down the rest of the TRS Drifter. Numbers does not look good for TRS Drifter with this mode. Will be winning of your worst nightmare. One more point left. Now your worst nightmare is already in. Chosen takes down 2 match points. Straight away goes to your worst nightmare. Woo!
What is spawn trap? Even though the cluster was banned now, so they can't use the cluster as a spawn trap. They just send 5 players into their spawn and just spawn trap there. Just say nah, they move 1 step, they die. None of it. Okay, and none of it. You can see right here. Finally, Drifters finally able to push right into at least a mid side of the map. But you see, Annihilator pulled out by Sika, holding on to Tractor's good position right here, but he gets sniped out by Chosen. Lynch pulled out his own Annihilator. Can he spot out anyone? He does spot out one, but he does not get the shoot. Does not get a shot. The player comes out, and Bad Poisey helps him out. He's still inside the B flag as to be guarding it, but you can see right here Fabio with the right tag inside the A flag capping already. Duke pulls out a Annihilator for himself, clears out B point and starts capping it from his team. Gets another one, then he get another one. Yes, CK1 scope, and he gets the 5th one. He does not get another one, but he pulls out his S36, and he does not get more, but he is fully shaked out with the pin. Predator missile in use, and he gets another one, but he gets taken out at the very last second. What a life deficit, 22 to 5 lives left. This is a GGWP for this side of Empire, unless Drifters can make a comeback, but it's highly impossible, as you can see right here. 1 life left and FEXTY finishes off.
Oh wow, your worst nightmare was just dominating this control, man. I thought it was going to be at least a chance for TRS Drifters to come back, but unfortunately, your worst nightmare is bringing the nightmare straight to the faces of Drifters. You may be a Drifter, but we are the nightmare in your sleep, my friend. Wow, great job from the Empyrean wise, and no wonder they locked into your heart, Gator. Now I understand, and I fully agree on the statistic as well as the performance wise. It's just phenomenal, and popularity wise still goes out to the Worst Nightmare with the total score of votes with 89%. That's already like almost 90% of our viewers agreeing that your Worst Nightmare is our worst nightmare inside our second match, man. Crazy. I mean, it's not the second match. This is our first match. It was supposed to be our second match as the unavailability of Animosity, but then again, a great well done job, a great redeem that we have able to actually seen from our 3rd day of Warfare of Champions. Great well done job. I gotta say, your Worst Nightmare Empyrean really put their heart and soul right on the battlefield. But not to dismiss on the side of the Drifters, they did a good job as well. They did actually try their best from the hard point to search and destroy as well as the control wise. But control wise, they could not do anything, man. Seriously, it was not even to compare. When it comes to the breakdown right here, we got Richie with 22 kills, Duke on the other hand with 24. Compared to the side, MVP Richie has the much more momentum, but I gotta say, Duke was just going all crazy, all fire on the map itself. But compared to Drifters, Chosen was trying his best, man. But just how Gator said, he was not backed up. He was not supported from the rest of the team who could not pull their own weight inside the mode himself. And this is something that maybe Drifters needs to figure out, especially this is their first game. Compared to the rest of the game, they were able to get a default win. But on the other hand, was not even able to steal at least 1 point for themselves from each of the mode itself. But Gator, great job, well done by your worst nightmare. Richie still on the lead with the MVP.
Yeah, hey, that's one thing I love about your worst nightmare is they are so equal. If you look at the kills, just ignore Fabio for a bit. But if you look at the kills, they are so equal with 20 kills, 17 kills, 24 kills, 22 kills. Even though Fabio did not get much of the kills, he did. I believe. Oh, it doesn't show the OBJ points anymore. But I believe he did play that OBJ to the fullest for his team.
Yep. Agree, definitely. It seems that your worst nightmare was all pushing towards TDM. They were pretty much, I mean, at the first control, the first match point, they were taking most of the rush aggression as well as the balance of taking the flag as well. But there were at least a lot of defense mode coming in from TRS as well. I think TRS Drifters from the second match, the moment that they were spawn trapped, a lot of their motivation to fight through it, like, oh man, your worst nightmare. They really crushed their own spirit down from that second match point, and I think it was just going downhill for that third match, and TRS Drifters could not get any more of that momentum to fight with the your worst nightmare.
Yeah, exactly. With our first series of day number 3 done, what are you now expecting from the third series? Because they set the bar already for what we're gonna see today. So do you think our next series will be above the bar or will it be below?
I mean, I'm looking forward to see it because we know that for the next match is going to be CKG Legacy, and it's one of the upcoming team whereby they're coming back. They're doing another over from the previous season. They've joined in for Warfare of Champions, and it's gonna be interesting to see how it is. And when it comes to your worst nightmare, the main team themselves, they weren't actually able to show or shine a point of view of how powerful they are inside the battle mode. So this is going to be at least a redemption as well as a point of view to be shine on themselves. Now, back to the schedule. We're already done with the Drifters, who lost 3 maps straight away to the hands of your worst nightmare Empyrean. We're moving in for the next schedule, which is, like I said, CKG Legacy versus your worst nightmare. And this team, we are seeing Philippine versus Philippine, but for the next match, it's gonna be Singapore versus Singapore. It's all region versus region for tonight's match, man. I'm super stoked to see how it's gonna be like, because so far Singapore versus Singapore, Philippine versus Philippine, it's all about saying who's the better team on their own turf. Your worst nightmare Empyrean was able to give a little bit of shiny light, saying that they are the better team, but on the side of the CKG Legacy as well as your worst nightmare, 2 teams that also are very phenomenal as well as familiar inside the competitive scene, we cannot deny as well as put a fine line whether or not they are better than the other, because both of these 2 teams are very powerful. So this is one match that you don't want to miss out. Thank you again to wonderful viewers. I think we have around 14 beautiful eyes. Thank you for joining in. Make sure to like and share it out to everyone, because we still have one more match to go. So don't go anywhere, guys. We're going to meet out with the CKG Legacy. Our Singaporean hearts will be rising out for the third match. Any last word, Gator, before we take a break?
Yeah, actually, I'm just stoked about the next match.
Yeah.
It's CKG Legacy. We're gonna see the runners-up of Season 3 against a new team in here. So, yeah, we're gonna go on to a short break and we'll see you guys in the last series. I'm stoked. FASYABUNNY, are you stoked?
I am stoked. Congrats again to your worst nightmare Empyreans. Keep on watching. We are the Warfare of Champions caster. We'll be right back after this.
G! What's the pain? G gets the kill! Go right here.
Go, go, go.
He has the retribution. Still the law, ladies and gentlemen, the law is stolen!
Hey, getting the crucial kills for his teammate to get into the hard point. Alpha gets one kill, another kill. Can he get another one? Yes, he can! Yes, he gets another kill!
But as what a shot! What a shot!
Warfare of Champion will be split into 2 segments. The group stage will take place from 2nd to 13th November. 16 teams will be randomly split into 4 groups of 4 teams. The matches will be played in a best-of-3 format. Only 2 teams from each group will qualify for the playoffs, while the rest get eliminated. A total of 8 teams will qualify for the playoffs. The playoffs will take place on 19th and 20th of November. The matches will be played in a best-of-5 format. The teams will battle through a randomized double elimination format until only one team is left standing. The tournament will have a prize pool of 10,000 CP. Are you ready to see the fight? Stay tuned, and see you in the live streams.
Kai will actually rush out. What a double collect!
Start. Sniper off. Can he get another one? Yes, he can. Can he get another one?
Can he get this kill? Yes, he can get another kill.
Oh, we are back! Hello, I'm so sorry! Hello guys, this is the Warfare of Champions where 16 team will be fighting to go to the playoff on the elimination double bracket. On the other hand, I am your caster, FASYABUNNY. For those of you guys who do not know me, I am one of the Garena roster caster, as well as accompanied by Gator for tonight's event, day number 3 of group stages Warfare of Champions. We are already done with our first match, or should we call it the supposedly our second match of the night, whereby it was by the team of YWN Empyrean fighting with the team of TRS Drifters, and they won with 3-0 on the dot. Now moving in for the next match, it's gonna be CKG Legacy versus the team of Your Worst Nightmare. It's gonna be Singapore versus Singapore. Gator, what do you feel for the next match?
Singapore versus Singapore, with Your Worst Nightmare being actually a new team in here for the season. But with CKG Legacy being a season 3 runner-up, I can easily say this is gonna be a very fun match because of Your Worst Nightmare. We actually seen them play yesterday for only one match, which is Hardpoint. They completely dominated VTL. They did not even give a single second to VTL, even though VTL got 74 points. When they returned back their Hardpoint and they know they had the 200-point lead, they did not want to return to quietly give it back to VTL. They did not want to start trolling. They just said, nope, this is my Hardpoint, I'm gonna finish it early.
Nicely done. I like that. I mean, odds-wise, definitely more favor side to Your Worst Nightmare. CKG Legacy, on the other hand, the same cases coming in from TRS Drifters. They were denied the opportunity to fight and perform on the battlefields. And hopefully, tonight, the opportunity will be risen and be given right in the hand, and they will grab it and make sure to make use of that opportunity. Now, let's take a look again for those of you guys who missed out which team is actually fighting inside our Warfare of Champions. We got Team Animosity, we got CKG Legacy, we got C2 Fantasy, we got Shush, we got Team X, TRX Drifters, SN and D, as well as Cartels X Alpha.
Yeah, exactly. And then for the bottom row, we have Your Worst Nightmare, Team LY, VTL, Octave, God, Vlogs, Esports, Your Worst Nightmare, Empyrean, CKG Angels, as well as Shinigami. Again, even though I love the logos and everything, I still love the cute logo of Shinigami.
I know. I mean, like, oh my god. I mean, forget about trying to design your own logo. Just put a freaking Pokemon right there and just write down your name. I'm like, man, that's easy, man. And on the other hand, it's so cute, seriously. I mean, looking at it, it makes me want to sleep because the fact we know that Snorlax is a sleepy kind of Pokemon, likes to sleep and very big and very fluffy. But I hope that because of the fact that weren't able to actually check out Shinigami's action as well as performance wise tonight, maybe we might be able to see their sleepiness. I mean, not that they were the one who was sleeping; it was actually in Animosity, but able to see a little bit of snuggling side for the next match. They will be actually scheduled for the third match of the night, which is I think it's going to be on the fifth day, or I think is this going to be fifth? I think it's on the fifth day if I'm not mistaken. But on the other hand, from all of the 16 teams, there's going to be only 8 teams that will be rise to the playoff, and so far so good. It seems that from day number 3, I think each of this team that really stands out the most, I gotta agree with Gator. It's gonna be YWN's Nightmare Empyrean, but this is only because I only see them in action. I've only firsthand witnessing how powerful they are, and super excited to see what's gonna be like for CKG Legacy versus the team your worst nightmare for the next one. So maybe they might change my mind. Maybe this 2 team from Singapore will change my mind for how it's going to be like and who will stand out the most from the 16 team. Now, for those of you guys who are wondering what it's going to be like for Warfare of Champions, there will be such different kind of stages they have to pass through. Let's take a look from the side of the format tournament itself. 16 teams. These are the teams itself that is able to join in for the Warfare of Champions. They will be divided into 4 groups. We got Group A, Group B, Group C, and Group D. From each of this group, only 2 teams, top 2 teams, will rise to the playoffs. So 8 of this team from the 16 team will be fighting for the double elimination bracket to win that champion title. Gator, in your opinion, is it an easy way compared to the Garena wise? We usually see most of the team will go for the double robin. For this Warfare Champions, they only have to fight single robin. In your opinion, is it an easy way for them to go to the playoff, or is it actually a very unfair way for them to actually go to the playoff?
I wouldn't say unfair. I would say they will have less opportunity for them to showcase their skill as well as fix their mistake, and make it to the playoffs. Because in Garena, as you mentioned, there is a double round robin, but in here it's only a single round robin, so they will face against each team in their group only once, which limits their opportunity to quietly rack up those points and move on into the playoffs. Only 8 teams, which means top 2 from each group, will be making on right into the playoffs. So let's move over into the standings to see who are the current teams who are eligible to make it right into the playoffs.
All right, I want to see it. I mean, so far we see that it might be a little bit slightly different, and it's an update as we saw your worst Nightmare Empyrean doing a really dominating fight from that first match itself when they fight with the team of TRS Drifters. So let's check out Group A standing. Straight away to the group standing itself. I think Group A, as we know that Group A is compiled with the team. Let me. Oh, it's not updated yet, so I don't think that we might be getting the group stage, but it's okay. Let's just go back from the date before day 3 actually been put out. We got TRS Drifters with 3 wins, but it's gonna be change up update right after this day number 3 because your worst Nightmare Empyrean was able to pick up 3 wins for themselves. So that's the total 5 win or 5 map is already been taken up by your worst Nightmare Empyrean, and they will be at the top 1. On the other hand, Drifters still maintain at the top 2 because they still maintained with 3 wins in their hands, but they lost 3 maps compared to CKG Angels and Octave God. Tonight is not their match night, but then again, CKG Angels got 1 win and Octave God got 3 losses, and they still haven't able to push themselves to get into the standings.
Yeah, exactly. Even though with Empyrean winning 3 matches against Drifters will still be on their second pace podium. But with CKG Angels playing, I believe is tomorrow, they will be surpassing Drifters if they win all 3 of their matches. So
Okay.
that will be a game changer if Drifters loses to CKG Angels in a day 6 schedule. So it will be fun to cast day number 6, but there is still slightly bit long away. So let's move over into Group B. As heads up, again, these are not updated, so we will do our math by ourselves, with Shush having 3 wins and Shinigami having 2 wins, and being the opposite for Team X as well as Team Animosity. For the first series, we seen Animosity wasn't able to make it, so Shinigami got a default 3 win, so that puts them onto that first place spot, and Team Animosity staying at the bottom. But still, Shush and Team X, this is not their game 9. They will be playing on a Wednesday for day 4, but that will determine who will get that second place spot before they play their final match.
Alright, looking good for Shinigami. I mean, like, despite they were actually at that bottom 2, but they are still in the lead to be the one who qualified to the playoff. But because of that default win, just like Gator said, they have been pushed to the first place position with 3 win plus 2, 5 wins already been collected by Shinigami. On the other hand, Team Animosity going downhill even more further, and they only have 1 more game to go. And I mean, like, I'm gonna spank them. Like I said, I'm gonna spank them if for the next match they don't do something, because I know the odds does not even look good already for them, but they still might be able to do something if, for example, who knows, God knows, maybe, for example, they might be able to turn up for the last match of their own single round robin, and they might be able to get 3 points and be able to actually push through with Shu's side. But on the other hand, we have our Group C right here. We got Team LY with 3 wins at that first place, SN as well tying up with them at the second spot with 3 wins. C2 Fantasy lost 3 wins, and Cartels X Alpha, due to their also unavailability for their own match, they lost 3 maps straight for themselves. And this is also another team that we want to reach out. Hopefully they'll be able to commit for their own end and be able to show up for their matches. And I think this is also not updated, and we know for a fact that Cartels X Alpha is supposed to meet Team LY, and I'm not sure, it could be on the end side of Team LY, so the default will be going into the side of Team LY, so they will get 6 wins straight away in their hands. Cartel X Alpha as well, they might actually end up with 6 losses on their ends, and it's putting them just at the same page with the team of Animosity. And I mean, man, this is tough. Something gotta be done from each and every single team that qualified for the champion warfare of champions itself. Now going to Group D, we got CKG Legacy. It's not in updated. We know for a fact that they're gonna meet up with Your Worst Nightmare for tonight's game, so this is gonna be interesting. Both of these 2 teams is in power positioning. Your Worst Nightmare, they did meet up with VTL on the first day, but yet they were denied the opportunity to pass through even more further. Yet we have seen, or Gator was able to actually witness them on day 1, whereby they fight with VTL on the first game, and it was just phenomenal with 250 on the clock for the hard point. But on the other note, it might give them or give us a little bit of head or imagination of what's going to be like for Your Worst Nightmare meeting off with CKG Legacy. CKG Legacy were not able to be give an opportunity to show their own performance because they were given a default win 3, but we know their phenomenal engagement. We know how they are familiar achievement as well as performance wise. I know they're not going to disappoint us for tonight's game. Velox is spot on their hand with 3 losses, VTL also with 3 losses. Now Gator, from each of this group A, B, C and D, which group do you think is the most toughest or strongest group?
I was in the last group with CKG Legacy in here as well as Your Worst Nightmare, both very, very strong teams. And VLOS Esports as well as VTR at the bottom. Even though they did lose 3 rounds, I can consider them as being quite a team to be reckoned with. Okay, but I can say mostly I'll lean towards CKG Legacy as well as Your Worst Nightmare being the strongest one in this group. But let's look over into the maps and map photos. As you can see right here, our final series for today, we have CKG Legacy going against Your Worst Nightmare, and Your Worst Nightmare wins the coin toss and bans out Takeoff. As what FASYABUNNY says, she doesn't like Takeoff, but I do. So,
Snipers always do. Snipers always love Takeoff. I mean, every single point when it comes to the area side of Aurora, sorry, not Aurora launch, is actually on control room, and then even from the side of the stadium, stadium wise is always the sniper camper side. So I understand why Takeoff is one of the most exciting map for team or any kind of snipers, especially on terminal wise. I mean, come on, you guys love terminal. But on the other hand, CKG Legacy decided to ban Summit. I think maybe they saw how it was not doing so good for the team of TRS Drifters, so they do not like Summit on their end side. But I think this is also a little bit of mind game. I mean, it is Summit. It is a little bit difficult. It's a biased map. I mean, we know for a fact that when it comes to those who are at the Gorilla base, it is a little bit more to the end. If it's hardpoint or even on the S&D wise, it's not really good to be pushed out from the side of Gorilla or the opponent side. But on the other hand, if it's control, is still okay to be used up. But I think CKG Legacy is just trying to pull any odds that will be against on the side of CKG. Now, Annihilate will be banned by Your Worst Nightmare. Claw will be picked now by CKG Legacy now. I'm interested to figure out why Claw has been banned. I mean, of all of the most deadliest operator skills, they decided to say, let's take the least most intense operator skills and let all the most engulf as well as damaging inside the battlefield to be put out. And I think CKG Legacy has something up their sleeve for this match tonight. Now, oh my lord, what is this? No, what is this? Your Worst Nightmare pulling out at the hard point at the Hacienda map. Gator, your thoughts, my man?
A 5-lane map for the first match of your play. Come on, Hacienda in hardpoint is I would say one of the funniest one as well, because when you start proning down at the mid fountains at mid for the first half point, you basically can't be seen in anywhere because of the tall grasses everywhere unless your graphic is very low. And a 5-lane map, you know how long does it take to rotate from one half point to the other in a 5-lane map? You need to rotate at least 15 seconds early, even though that is what you must do for every single map. But in some situation, you must rotate at least 5 at latest 5 seconds. But in Hacienda, you must at latest 15 seconds. You must rotate and set up on to the next hard point already in order to have a stronghold right there. Slums going into SND. Why? Slums is not really known for snipers, you know.
Yeah, I mean, like, CKG Legacy is literally playing games with me. Seriously, I'm questioning every single choices they made for these maps and modes, because Slums, Search and Destroy, I mean, like, why and why? I mean, even the side of Bomb A side as well as the B side is very, very tricky. Unless maybe we might see CKG Legacy doing a little bit of aggression, or maybe they might go in for a slow move into the opposition side, and I like to see that. I like to see if Legacy will be pulled through with a little bit of the movement wise. But on the other hand, that area of control is really tricky. Now, moving into our first match of the night, our first game of the night is gonna be Hacienda Hardpoint CKG Legacy versus Your Worst Nightmare. Put out your vote right now. Which team will win tonight's last game? Now, we have CKG type right here already pushing through for the first point. He is not very scared at all to push out into the open. Now, he goes back. He sees that there's gonna be a little bit of resistance. He goes in for the backside. He does not allow any of the side of the team of Your Worst Nightmare to pull through. Now he goes into the top, making sure everywhere that nobody will be going into the first.
Oh, I love the initiative coming in from the side of CKG Legacy. They went in for the clearance of top mana before the players jumped right into the hardpoint. That allows them to have the strong control onto the entire mid section, which you can see right here. Your worst nightmare finally winning all their gunfights, but there's only 7 seconds left onto the hardpoint. They must rotate to the next one, and they must win those gunfights. Reaper, I don't know why he stopped shooting there, but I believe it is for a good cause. But you can see right here, Genex hold on to that spawn right here, and Genex takes down DNA with the Hoga. I love the color of the Hoga, by the way, with the red color right there. But play out still inside the hard point. They are still racking up all those points, but they do not see the backstab coming in. They still do not have that hard point. They need to push in as a team. They need to invest some of their utilities. As you can see right here, Charisma finally clears out their point. You need to work in as a team, push down the trophy. Good for them. Throws out a frag to ensure that no one rush in when he is reloading. That is what I call a good play right there. You must use your utilities to your fullest advantage in order to win any of this. And he breaks the point from the side of Pool. What
One
is
man
this?
right there, guys. CKG Shopping on the rise, making sure that everything will be break for the side of CKG Legacy. Shafiq doing wonderful job. Now, early rotation can be seen from CKG Legacy. They're not going to waste any more time. 68 point for the hell. Now, going in for the third point, making sure from the mana side will be spotted out. Spotted out one. DNA takes down one. On the other hand, right now, already waiting now. Charisma. You got to show a little bit of charisma right here. Takes down one. Nico will be taken off first. Now, he sprays out, but bike step from the Sparrow. This is what I'm talking about. CKG Legacy putting out every single massive damage of operator skill because of they only take out the claw, so they can do anything they want right now. Annihilate a death machine, whatever it takes right here. Now Clayhow takes down one. The opening for the point is already given up for the team of CKG Legacy now. Team, your worst nightmare, they gotta do better. Oh, Sparrow to the face again. Clayhow is just spraying out every single flame to the side of your worst nightmare.
Oh, trophy denies his battle from both sides. And he gets taken out by Charisma. But Charisma can he take out Nico? No, he does not. And Nico traces him out. Currently having a wonderful lead by the side of CKG Legacy. And now I think your worst nightmare is rethinking their choices of picking Hacienda for the first match in Hardpoint against CKG Legacy. Krieg 6 in his hand, hunting in the drone as well. DNA activates his EMP system, concusses some of the enemies, and he will be continuing on. Nico with the Annihilator ready in his hand, but he will not be able to use it because your worst nightmare did band it out. He is dreaming to use it, but you can see right here, Prata takes himself out. I do not know what was he doing, but yeah, he takes himself out. Nico moves in, throws the frag right into the smoke to prevent anyone from coming in through that smoke. No one contesting the point right now because you can see right here, none of the players from your worst nightmare can win the gunfights consistently throughout the game. Reaper takes one down, but can he take another one down from behind? He spots one out. Yes, he can, but doesn't spot another one. Backstab. Finally, your worst nightmare takes back the hard point.
Alright, okay, we can see Yova's man coming back, but it's only 50 seconds on the clock for themselves. Not gonna be enough as CKG Legacy is already leading up with 147, but the death machine is in the hand. Trying to spot out Nico a little bit, but no! Could not do the damage that is already should be done! Unfortunately, but on the other hand, CKG is already been denied a little by little by your worst nightmare. Now, Reaper goes into the mana side, does not able to shoot up properly. A little by little, he's been catched out on fire. Now, he goes in for the rush. He finally takes down Nico. Now, this is what is needed for your worst nightmare. They need to push through. They need to double down the game right here, right now. They spray it out, making sure that the reset will be given out to the opportunity of their hands. But Clayhorn, unfortunately, does not able to retrade that favor. Now, Shafi goes in with the Holger, takes down one. He goes in for the rush right here. He takes down two. Beautiful shots coming through right now. CKG Legacy is just trying to clear out every single player right at that top lane.
Yeah, exactly. You can see right here, with CKG Legacy having control of the top mana, it is very, very easy for them to spot out the enemy. But how did you lose the gunfight right into Pratas, Clayhow? Oh my lord. But they still managed to break the hard point in order to they're still racking out all those points with with over 100-point lead. Nico, I don't know why you want to look at your teammate there, but but you can see right here, 172 to 45. Your worst nightmare, you really need to win more of your gunfights and put down a trophy for Prata, for God's sake. Come on.
Alright, this Garage, your worst nightmare has the idea. The idea was already good in the idea of Jens, whereby he was able to actually do a little bit of a spawn site for himself. But unfortunately, the moment they break the hill, CKG Shafiq was just a one-man show. Now, it seems that Clayhow is already waiting for that shot or quiet corners of the side, and Shafiq right here is just hiding inside the water, just waiting for the right time. If anybody tries to break the hill, he's waiting with that Sparrow now. Goes in for the contest right here, but not gonna be allowing any type of chances for the team of Your Worst Nightmare. Now Clayhal throws a little bit of drone. Your Worst Nightmare tried to do the same idea, but the execution was not to the perfection. Now Your Reaper coming in, unfortunately will be denied again for the entrance.
I'm very confused what kind of position is Shark holding on. He's at the edge of the map, right in the waters right there. But you can see right here, Your Worst Nightmare not really winning all that gunfight. They can't break the hill, but at least contest. You can see right here, Prata goes into contest, takes one down, but gets taken out by Shafiq. Too slow right here already. They need to contest the hill. If you can't break the point, at least you will deny half of the hill for your enemy to rack up those points. 227 to 48. Hoga comes in, DNA sprays 2 down, but he gets backstabbed by Kaizo. Kaizo with the beautiful trophy right in front of him. That is how you use a good trophy. Reaper activates his Sparrow, kills Clayhow. Will he get another one? No, he cannot. He needs to use that Sparrow inside the halfway and not just outside surrounding the perimeters. They need to activate all the utilities right now, as you can see right here. CKG Legacy is running away with all those points. They are not winning all the gunfights. Charisma finally takes one down. Can he take the one down? No, he cannot. He gets triple challenge. Like I see right here. CKG Legacy just running away all those points. Your Worst Nightmare, they do not have enough time and they do not have strategy to take down your whole CKG Legacy. Your Worst Nightmare is quite literally facing their own nightmare.
Agree. Quote by Joshua right there. Well, a great sentence right there. Your Worst Nightmare choosing their own map. They were the one who wants to challenge the team of CKG Legacy right on Hacienda, but yet they could not even hold their own position at their own turf. And I mean, it's not a really good map, especially on the hard point. It's not easy, but then again, CKG Legacy had something up their sleeve. They were very good with the LMG. They were knowing how to hold their positioning from the top to the bottom, making sure that every single layers make do with what they have to do to make sure the OBG will be taken out. And on the other hand, Your Worst Nightmare, at the beginning, I thought Jennings was gonna do the at least the opening for the side, and they were able to break the garage. But once I saw CKG Shafiq, just like how they say she's like 1000 or 3000 IQ on the map, I'm like, oh my god, he's like crazy, man. One man show just for himself. Shafiq was on the dot, and I want to see the breakdown. I want to see how much damages was done by all of the team, each and every single player from the team of CKG Legacy, because everybody was pulling their weight. And it seems from the side of Shafiq, he was just phenomenal for positioning. But for the MVP wise, it definitely goes to the side of CKG type with 25 with the OBG. Now, here's the thing. DNA not just able to get 147, he was able to get 28 kill points. That KDA is just minus plus positivity on the end of DNA. But on the side of Your Worst Nightmare, we have Parata try to lead up, try to push through to break the hills all by himself with no other players to backing up from the side. And this is something that maybe Your Worst Nightmare need to figure it through, because most of the time I did see that Jans were trying to do a little bit of backstab, but he was denied every single time. It's like CKG Legacy was just reading through every single movement that Your Worst Nightmare was doing, and this is something that maybe they need to step ahead and figure out what was the mistake being done. Now, Gitter, your thoughts on the side of Your Worst Nightmare versus CKG Legacy?
I gotta say on my own two-finger brother Charisma right there. But yeah, with the 3000 IQ play from Shafiq of hiding right in the grass at the corner of the map in the waters, that I can say I will be using that in rank. Thank you very much. But you can see Prata with the kills more than Nico and Tai. Because you can know that he is doing a lot. He is quietly trying to break the hill over and over and over again in order for his teammates to go in and take all those points. But he's also the one playing the OBJ, if you see right in the time. So I think the players of Your Worst Nightmare need to step up a bit, as they are not going against VTL or any other team. They are going against CKG Legacy, the runner-up of Season 3. So they need to step up their game. They need to work together more, and they need to have that crisp communication, as it is very, very important to anything.
Agree, especially the fact that Your Worst Nightmare was already at the spawn site for that 4th hard point, and I was thinking that okay, maybe this is gonna be easy because they were already getting the early rotation, but nope, they keep on losing those gunfights. They were not getting the supremacy to fight with Your Worst Nightmare. I don't know why. It could be that they did not figure out how to actually go through from the side of Manor. They could have actually go to the mid lane, but like I said, Jen couldn't even go through because every single time CKG was able to actually hold out top lane and bottom lane very, very wisely. The positioning wise from CKG Legacy was just chef kiss. Now moving to the next match, we got Slums chosen by CKG Legacy. These two maps from Hardpoint to Search and Destroy, I question these two teams. Your Worst Nightmare and CKG Legacy, I think they're trying to give a little bit hard time for us to cast, my man, because none of this map is actually a good map to be fight in when it comes to Hardpoint or Search and Destroy, but yet they want to give a little bit of experimental. But it's okay. I like it because again, when it comes to our audience, they do love a little bit of new map positioning as well as perspective, and it could give us a little bit of an idea what's going to be like and the tactic that can be put out right here on the map itself. Now, Search and Destroy, we have the team of CKG Legacy versus Yours Nightmare. CKG will be the one who plants the bomb. Can they go in for the rush? Now, throws a little bit of the grenade side. Spotted out one. Will be spraying a little bit with the head glitch, but can they make it? Now, Charisma just waiting for the right time. Takes down Type first. Two players still maintain at the mid lane. He goes in for the cross, but unfortunately, two players will deny. Clayhouse takes him first, and Ripper right now reposition himself yet. Two players still maintain. CKG right here, just trying to do as much damage as possible, but Your Worst Nightmare need to hold. Defensive wise, they need to do better. Kaizo goes into the mid, try to backstab, spotted out Shafiq, but unfortunately Shafiq denies it. Now one more player to go. Ripper is only one left. He takes down Shafiq. Now two players still maintain. Can he make a clutch right here? Fighting with two players. He spotted out. He switched with Holger, but unfortunately the ADS will deny with a switchblade.
I'm still very confused. Just use the sniper as the ADS is.
Yeah.
The ADS takes 3 years for the LQ sniper, but it takes a century for the Holger ADS to quite go in. So
Not know what he was thinking at the time.
but yeah, Nico moves in on Gonde coming in from Reaper, takes down the ADS straight off the bat, and Shafiq trades Charisma off. A 4-on-4 situation. Let's see what will be played out here as the players from Your Worst Nightmare Gen X spots out one from behind, hides behind the bomb side as a Higlish. The players of CKG rushes him by. He goes out of the Higlish at the very, very wrong time. Nico does not plant the bomb. He will not plant the bomb as he knows there's a sniper right there, and Type picks him. What a bad choice by himself, but the bomb gets planted on to B side. You can see right here, one more time, and he gets the flick. Last player alive, Nico. Will he get the flick on to Nico as well? Or will the player of, I believe, no, let's now Reaper gets out from a backstab. Last player alive, what can he do?
Alright, Nico, 1v1 right here versus Kaizo. Spotted out one sprays by Kaizo right here, but Nico takes him down instead! 1 point goes out again to the team of CKG Legacy.
How did Kaizo miss that?
They could have done a little bit of clutching at a time. He could have actually go in, but unfortunately, a little bit of trigger discipline and accuracy needs to be done from the side of Kaizo. Now back again in action. We got Nico right here throwing a little bit of trophy right there. Not gonna go in for the rush yet, knowing for a fact that there's a little bit of slight mistake. But Your Worst Nightmare is already in front. They're already waiting inside the bomb B, but I think this is gonna be a little bit ambitious. Now shots coming through for Shafiq. He will be taking down despite that hack glitch. Now he goes in further. DNA takes down Charisma as well. Full on squad right here, fighting with 3 players to maintain. Now CKG goes in for the rise. Pulls, punish every single player from your worst nightmare. Left with Ripper, the only sniper left right here, will be trying to spot out the rest of the player, but the bomb will be planted right now. Takes player first. Now move in for the repositioning. Right now we'll be meeting up with DNA. Oh, he misses a shot, but he repositions himself. He quick scope, but denies from the side of DNA.
What a wonderful shot. Drop and shot by itself, DNA. 2 kills to his name, with Prata only having 0 as well as Kaizo. I think they need to step out a bit because Triple is doing all the job with them with the sniper having 6 kills to his name. I think you can see right here, DNA having some issues with his internet probably. But as we continue on with the game, you can see CKG is not really pushing up. They send one player which is shuffling all the way up into blue, but it gets taken out by Kaizo with a quick 6. Clay How using this kind of position, which I quite really love. Genex did not get spotted out, but he spots him out. 2 players spot him out. Tags both players up. He does not get the kill, and Timesin turns around and kills him off. But Charisma doesn't see time right in front of him, and Ripper punch him out of existence. Can he speak? Can he one more player out right in front of him? No, he cannot. But he gets taken out with a pistol. Come on.
Oh my god, now Clayha right in the blooms. Spotted out. Prata will do a little bit of wall bang. He knows that Prata is right there, just trying to actually spot a little bit. Just trying to do a little bit of random shot. Now Prata goes in, does not realize it! It takes down straight away by Clayhound. Now 4 points goes out to CKG Legacy. Your worst nightmare is facing even more worst nightmare right there on Search and Destroy. Now CKG Legacy, it seems that they literally know this map right at the back of their hand. I like this. Every positioning they take, every movement they do is never without any intention. Now Clayhound spot himself. One player right here on the mid lane will be positioning a little bit of that top spot. DNA goes in with the pistol. Not gonna do any damage for Kaizo. Now goes in front straight away. Not gonna give any opportunity. But there's a little bit of commotion. Charisma taking double kill right there. And on the other hand, 2 players still maintain. CKG is lost with numbers. Can they make it up for it? Now Charisma with the PP right in his hands. Now spotted out Clayhound right there. He will wait for it, looking for any of opportunity, and right behind there's Shafiq right there, just crawling, and Jen does not even realize it. And in the end, Shafiq takes him down. Such a big mistake, just standing still right in front of them. Now Shafiq will be able to spot out few of the players, tag both of these 2 players still maintain from CKG. Now Ripper just trying to maintain, but right on the left side, Shafiq takes him down straight away. Now 1 more point goes out to the team of CKG Legacy. They are on fire. Not even any opportunity for your worst nightmare to do any points for themselves.
Shafiq, you little parasite. Crawling all around a site. Come on.
I mean, like, look at every position that he's done from the side of the Hacienda just now. He's like, I don't know, man. He's like everywhere. Now he goes in for the rush. Unfortunately, Jan switch up with that great shot. He's already waiting for Shafiq. He doesn't want to make any more mistake. DNA with the sniper. Just wait for the right time. Not gonna go overextend themselves. But your worst nightmare is already inside the mid lane. Oh, Kaizo takes it out with a crit. But Clayhound takes down Jazz. He takes down 2. Now your worst nightmare, unfortunately, a very fast game indeed for that 6 match point for the team of CKG Legacy. Now 1 more point to go. It's not gonna be a good motion for your worst nightmare if they don't do something right now for an epic comeback.
They must win 8 rounds in a row, because there is an overtime, and you must win by 2 points. So they must win 8 rounds in a row against CKG Legacy, which is the team they are struggling against with right now. Shafiq takes down Prata with a wallbang. Great choice by him. Kaizo Crick 6 does not want to push out because he knows there's a player of CKG Legacy standing right at bricks to wait for him. He will say hello, and he gets shut down from the back by DNA. Takes 2 down, and DNA takes 3. 7-0. What a play.
Oh my lord. Oh my god, that was crazy. CKG Legacy just putting out every single line on the dot for your worst nightmare. And unfortunately, they couldn't even get any point for themselves at that Search and Destroy. And I gotta say, wow, a whole new perspective for the Search and Destroy, man. When it comes to slums, it's very difficult for the maps itself, and it could have been going well for Ripple wise. I mean, positioning wise, he could have done well. He could have done better actually as a sniper. He was trying to bring out at least points for the team of Your Worst Nightmare, but in the end, a lot of those positioning was also being tagged out by the team of CKG Legacy. Let's take a look from the point breakdown itself, like what happened for each and every single play, how much damage was done by CKG Legacy, who's on the top and who is actually just slightly, I mean, not better off, but actually just doing a little bit of assist on themselves. But then again, CKG Legacy, they are just stealing each and every single map right from the hands of Team Your Worst Nightmare. And I gotta say, this is a very fast-paced game indeed for the team of CKG. Not even one sweat been break for the team of CKG Legacy by the team of Your Worst Nightmare. Now, moving to the point breakdown, we got 7 kills by Nico, 9 kills by CKG Shafi. Like, man, you are right. He's not just an insect. He's like a parasite, man. He's everywhere. Like, I think Your Worst Nightmare was like saying, like, man, why is this Shafi is right here, my man? Like, I didn't even realize. But then again, it was a little bit mistake coming from Jen as well. It was not actually realizing that Shafi was right underneath from that palm A. I mean, like, who would have thought that? And Ripper, like I said, a great sniper, but couldn't be backed up by the team of Your Worst Nightmare.
Yeah, exactly. Wait, Shafi being quite a parasite. I love it, and the sniper is coming in from DNA as well as Clear, especially DNA with the 3 kills in a row for the final round. That was spectacular. He scoped out Charisma, quick scoped Reaper, turned around and pulled out the Deagle against Gen X. That is just a deserving match for all the side of CKG Legacy. I'm speechless right now from the second match, and we're not even on to controls yet.
Well, we're not even into a control yet, and we see that CKG Legacy is just dominating each and every single mode. Like, despite it wasn't even their map at that Hacienda, yet they still perform very phenomenal, and the positioning back again to the slum wise, they still maintain a great offensive wise or defensive wise. They were just phenomenal. Not even a chance for Your Worst Nightmare to do something for themselves to turn around. CKG was just as the offensive, but yet they maintain as the aggressor. They go in for the push. They take one after another. They, like, bomb wise, it was just a little bit of, like a tease point. And Your Worst Nightmare, they could have actually just wait around, hold out as the defender, but yet couldn't even do so, as Gen X and Charisma was making a lot of mistakes. Kaizo, on the other hand, losing some of those shots, and that's something to do with the trigger discipline, my man. Trigger discipline is just one of the tactics that you gotta go and hold on and practice wise inside the tournament, and I think that is something that Your Worst Nightmare needs to learn for the mistake. CKG, on the other hand, that map is just their map, man. Seriously, I'm looking forward to see what's gonna be like on the playoff, and I know that map will be banned if anybody meets with CKG Legacy anymore. If anybody see they have to meet up with CKG at the playoff, they're gonna ban Slum straight away. Now back to the maps and modes right here. We're done with the hard point with 250 on the clock for CKG, 48 points for Your Worst Nightmare. On the search and destroy, Your Worst Nightmare was stolen straight away, 7 points to the hands of CKG Legacy. Control wise, we're back to the standoff. We saw how it was like for Your Worst Nightmare Empyrean versus the team of TRS Drifters. They spawn trap, they go for the rush, they go for the kill, they literally go all out just to slay the team of TRS Drifter. Yet for the first point, they actually were able to actually hold their ground, even though despite however they lost, there was some motion. We thought that TRS Drifters was gonna do something and might be able to bag at least one match spot for themselves, but yet the team of Your Worst Nightmare Empyrean denies it. Now it seems that Your Worst Nightmare main team is having difficulty fighting with CKG Legacy. Can they do an epic comeback right here on the control standoff, Gator?
I think it is possible, even though they struggled in half point as well as SND. They did lose 0-7 SND, 48 to 250 in Hacienda. It is a very, very big lead, but instead of, it is a completely different mode. You have those lives. You need to keep on to those fights. It means you need to win the gunfight. That's the strength from CKG Legacy. But if you say strategic wise, I think Your Worst Nightmare will have slightly bit more of that. But I can see right here, it is a back and forth over back alley.
Agree, definitely. Because the fact is, right now we are seeing CKG holding on their positioning as the ones who defense wise, and they're not gonna actually overextend. We got Shafi right here with the sniper. Unfortunately, will be tagged out by Clay Howe. And on the other hand, right here we have Prata going into the fractal side. Spotted out DNA, takes him down first, and they are pushing through. They know for a fact that it's either they play with the flags or they play with the lifeline. Now it seems that they are contesting the A side. Type goes in, takes down Prata first, making sure that every single positioning will not be tagged out by the team of Your Worst Nightmare. But Your Worst Nightmare will be denied, not gonna give any opportunity to tag that A flag. Now CKG DNA just rising from the flashes of the flame right here. He goes into the rush mode, goes to the spawn trap, but unfortunately will be denied. Now here's the thing, you want to do a spawn trap, you gotta go all out as a team. If you're all a solo team, you don't want to do for one man show like Shafiq does. But here on out right here, we still see that Your Worst Nightmare still trying to contest that A flag. Shafiq just looking for the side. Nico goes in for the rush, straight away slay every single team of Your Worst Nightmare, and still will not give any opportunity, but points still goes out to the team of CKG right here, and numbers does not look good for Your Worst Nightmare.
Wait. Shafiq is a tactical scope on a sniper. Is it really a tactical scope on a DLQ? Come on, Shafiq, come on! That is just disrespect. it looks so weird on DLQ holiday as well. The tactical scope right on top. It's just a black part of the bright colored DLQ, and he's surprisingly doing well with it, especially getting the last kill. And earning 1 point for CKG.
Despite it looks ugly, despite it does not emphasize the beauty of DLQ holiday, it's doing well for him. Do not question his choices. 1 point goes out to CKG Legacy. Now they are the one who has to defend the point. So far, they're not going in for the rush. Your Worst Nightmare, now they have to do some damages control for themselves. Charisma goes into the hotel, but actually repositioned back again to the bakery side. Your Worst Nightmare goes into the hotel side, sprays 1, takes 2. Unfortunately, Clayhouse takes down Reaper first.
Yeah, exactly. Good position currently by CKG Legacy. Going on for the A flag capture first. Charisma going for the contest, but he does not win that gunfight, I believe. Yeah, he does not. But there's 2 more players inside. Prata shoots through the smoke, gets Nico off the equation, and he holds on to the A flag, preventing it from being captured. You can see right here, they are switching flags and going towards the B flag. Prata gets challenged from both sides. Type can quite literally pull out a Sparrow right here. You can invest a Sparrow right here and you still win this match. Just invest it. You still have a Predator, you still have a Hunter Killer Drone. Just use it, but Prata uses his Gravity Vortex, invested in, and DNA gets taken out by Charisma. This is why I call good investment of your utilities. But A being captured, adding 1 minute to the side of CKG Legacy, letting them having more time to capture the B flag. Currently, they are making their way, rotating over to B flag with a flank onto Your Worst Nightmare's base, where you see Pratas reads their strategy and takes 2 down for himself. Takes another one from in front, and he takes the other one down. He denies that rotation, he denies that flank. Kaizo invests his Sparrow, not really in a good way, because he was spamming and nothing in the air. But he's currently just putting out trophies, currently putting a strong defense onto this side, onto B, but they still have a 7 life deficit. Clayhouse takes 1 down. Will he get taken down? No, he will not. Prata goes in for the trade. There's still a 7 life deficit.
Yup. Lime is not doing so good for the side of Your Worst Nightmare, but they're trying their best to defend it wise for the B flag. They know for a fact that numbers do not look so good, but Ripper is just ripping through that map, man. I gotta say, the one MVP for Your Worst Nightmare definitely goes out to Ripper. Despite us does not look good for Your Worst Nightmare, Ripper is just struggling to actually carry the whole entire team's weight. I mean, phenomenal performance-wise for Ripper, but then again, this is not just a one-man show. It's not a one-team fight for the side of any kind of mood. They need to struggle together, and this is something that most of the players from Your Worst Nightmare need to stick out and make that effort for team effort. Now here we have CKG as the one to actually defend wise. Your Worst Nightmare defense wise was doing a well done job as well. But now CKG goes in.
Look at this.
Are they going to spawn trap? Are they going to actually go in straight? Take down one. one takes down two, and there you have it. This one has already locked and loaded. Not gonna allow any type of bomb coming in from the side of your worst nightmare. Your worst nightmare. This is your worst nightmare right here, right now.
Indeed, they're going for the spawn trap of all. Your worst nightmare, they are not able to get out of that point. You can see right here, we took this clear out with 10 kill streak. Can he trot it? I don't know, he cannot hit full back the gun, but he still gets the spawn trap on. Shafi goes in with a sniper onto the spawn trap. A better gun to use for a strong spawn trap. Because of their long range, the sniper increases the chance and he gets taken out by Clayhouse. Last kill and he finishes off. What a clean sweep from today's series. All 3 series serving up donuts to their enemies and winning 3-0 completely.
Wow, nicely done, CKG Legacy. But I liked it. It's very fashionable. I mean, like, they take a sweet time not to overrush and aggress to a point that they don't want to be... I mean, not to say that the team of Your Worst Nightmare Empyrean was a little bit too cocky when they spawn trap at that second match point. But this is fashionably. You have to point out that momentum slowly build up every single motion till the end, and once they pull out for that third match point, they know, like, all out right now, man. Let's go all out and not gonna give. Even Your Worst Nightmare couldn't even do anything. Clayhouse was just right there at that blue house, was just clear out every single one who was just been spawned out. I mean, despite he was taken out a little bit, but yet the damage has already been done by the team of CKG Legacy. They won this match with 3-0 in the cloud. Now let's go for the breakdown right here. CKG Cloud, like I said, 23 kills been put out for himself at that match point. I mean, that was just amazing, man. Seriously, CKG Legacy was just phenomenal. No negative whatsoever for their points because everybody was doing their job. On the side of Your Worst Nightmare, this is it. I said Reaper definitely deserved an MVP. He was striving, he was diving and dying for the teammates as well, and but yet none of the teammate was doing an effort to back him up. Reaper was just slaying to the roof, and I think this is something to do with the team effort and team workout, and you gotta be communicating with each other. You have to back teams up, and you gotta win those gunfights. Unfortunately, every single time they meet up with CKG Legacy, they lose every opportunity, and the TTK was just phenomenal from the side of CKG Legacy, and this is something maybe Your Worst Nightmare needs to find out any way to penetrate from the side of that standoff. And it could have been, they shouldn't actually just go one way, because most of the time they just go one lane and then they forget the rest of the side. I mean, like, they could have gone to the backyard, they could have actually, when the fan side moved to their side, they could actually figure out to the hotel side, but yet they pushed through from the front side and couldn't even remember how to actually fight with the team of CKG Legacy, and that was some mistake that needs to be learned out once Your Worst Nightmare goes in for the next match, which is the last map for the single Robin elimination or single Robin match of the group stage itself. Gator, your thoughts?
The last series, I can say, this is the best. Especially with Shafiq, with the, even though I hate it so much, but with the tactical scope on the DLQ holiday, yeah, sure, why not? I may try it out myself, let's be honest. The last time I had a tactical scope on a DLQ was quite easily when I started playing Quad M. I was like, how do you use a sniper? Do you just put a tactical scope on it? I just quite didn't use it. I was using it with a tactical scope. But yeah, I may go back and try it again, but yeah. A clean sweep coming in from CKG Legacy. This has just been a donut day. We might be able to open up a Supreme Esports bakery.
Yes, please. Can we get a little bit of sponsorship coming in from Krispy Kreme? Just a little bit shout out. But on the other hand, I love Krispy Kreme, man. One of the best donuts on the life or on the universe. On Earth, man. Seriously, I like it, and it's very soft and jiggly. But on the other hand, it's not too soft on the end of the team of TRS Drifters as well as Your Worst Nightmare. It's all out hardcore match up when they fight with the Your Worst Nightmare Empyrean as well as CKG Legacy 3-0. Unfortunately, day number 3 it's just not smooth well for teams of TRS Drifter as well as Your Worst Nightmare. But they still have one more shot to go if they want to qualify to the group stage. But on the other hand, CKG Legacy as well as Your Worst Nightmare Empyrean, they are on the rise.
Yeah, got some statistics for you. If 4 teams were forfeited throughout this competition, throughout the 3 days, those 4 teams were Octave God, VTL, Cartels, X Alpha, as well as Animosity. That means I have one team that I have a full statistic on and will be moving on into the playoffs, which will be CKG Legacy.
Oh my god.
They will be moving into the playoff with a 100% win rate. So I don't know what to say.
Such a sad day for Warfare of Champions, but I mean, things happen. I mean, like in a soft terms, this thing happened. But if this was a proper channel to be said, it's like beep happens, you know. But on the other note, right now, let's go back to the standings. Right here, we got Your Worst Nightmare Empyrean with 5 wins after they won over TRS Drifters. Drifters still maintain at the 2nd spot, but we still have one more game to go for the rest of the Group A to actually push through. CKG Angels, like you said, if they do some miracles, they might be able to push through to the top 2. But that is only if they can do it, because when they meet with Your Worst Nightmare, the only map or the only mode they were able to do a great massive struggleness for the team of Your Worst Nightmare, it was at that control mode. So something that needs to be done for CKG Angels could be by the time of Hardpoint as well as Search and Destroy, something that needs to be done and improve once they meet with the next team they're meeting off. On the other hand, TRS Drifters, if they maintain this momentum, it might be good for themselves. But Group A, looking strong for the team of Your Worst Nightmare Empyrean, your favorite team.
Yeah, they are already secured. Even though if Drifters win 3 matches, they are already secured to win, to quite literally go into the playoffs, as they are going. Their next match is going against. Oh, the next match is got. Okay. Never mind. I think I have a second team that I can put stats on now. But I'll do it after the standings. With Shinigami winning 5 matches already, only losing 1. Shush as well as Team X, not really a game night today. Team Animosity forfeited from the competition, sadly. But yeah, with Shush and Team X, I think they're playing in day number 4. Yes, they are. You will see them in gameplay. Sadly, me and Fasha will not be here in day number 4. But you will be with the fantastic Toast Talks as well as FEXTY the Gamer. Let's look over into Group C. Not much to talk about in Group B because we did not see much action here.
Yeah, man. I mean, like, I was looking forward to Cartels X Alpha, and knowing for a fact that Cartels Alpha was already losing one of the game match or 3 match of themselves to win, and ended up tonight they still a no-go show as well. This is gonna make even more suffering, and as you said as well, that Cartels Alpha will be dropping out. Is it they won't be joining in anymore longer? I mean, like, such a sad day indeed for our Group C instead. But on the other hand, Team LY will be raising the roof and say, hey, they might be the one who goes to the playoff. Not just might, they already booked their ticket to the playoffs.
Yep. They are going into the playoffs no matter if SNND win another 6 matches or Fantasy wins another 6 matches. They will be going into the playoffs. Or they might have a tiebreaker between C2 Fantasy, but yeah. But not much action coming in from this group as well, as one of team forfeited with Cartel as well. And moving on into the Group D, which is, in personal opinion, the hardest group to get into the playoffs with. CKG Legacy, as I said, they will be securing their spot into the playoffs with the 100% win rate. Due to VTL forfeiting from the competition in day 6, they will not be playing. They're having the default win, so they will be moving on with the 100% win rate. But Your Worst Nightmare, they did put up a good fight against CKG Legacy, but just not enough. Losing 3 matches against them, 6 matches, only 3-1, 50% win. Currently, they still have a match against VLOS Esports, and that will be their last match. This is their second match. I think against VLOS Esports, they must win that in order to move on into the playoffs.
Agree, definitely. That's something that they have to actually figure out. And knowing for a fact that Group D is one of the most potential to give a great fight, but sadly, as VTL left the building of Warfare of Champions, we might have to wait for a great fight at the playoff. So this is something that people need to stay tuned till the end of the Warfare Champions. But we're still going in for group stage day number 4, which is on Wednesday, 9th of November. VTL will be meeting with the team of VLXXE. We got the second match at the 8 p.m., which is
C2 Fantasy.
C2 Fantasy. And then we got SN Andy on the match 2 as well, fighting with C2 Fantasy. And then and we also have a little bit of update whereby the match will start at 7:30 instead of 7 p.m. So be alert. Probably it might be a little bit slightly delayed for the live, but it will still be held on the 9th November. It's okay if you guys are a little bit early on the live and you guys are waiting like why the live is a little bit late. I mean, at least you're a bit early, my friend. You will not miss any kind of fight in
Yeah,
for the group stage day 4, right?
Yeah, at least you still have time to get a popcorn, get some soft drinks, just start sitting on your couch, opening on the TV, just start watching it throughout until 10 p.m. Even if you like it. Octave got go against CKG Angels. That is why we are delaying this, because Octave got leave the competition. Shush will be going against Team X in the final series. We will not be joining you guys there, but the amazing Toastoff as well as the fantastic FEXTY the Gamer will be joining you guys on that same day. Any last words, Fasha?
Oh my god. I mean, at least we see a little bit of fight. I remember you were casting on day number 2 and you were like, man, I'm just all by myself. All by myself. And Festive came in to join in for the casting and ended up not casting at all. Like, I came in for nothing, my friend. But tonight, at least, the god shine a little bit of light to say, like, Bunny, I give you a little bit mercy. You don't get all the show, but you at least get 2 show. You get 2 game performers coming from the 4 teams. TRS Drifters versus YWN Empyrean, as well as CKG Legacy. Dominating fight. That was just fast-paced game indeed. That was just phenomenal. Like, from the hard point to SND to control. I mean, damn, I'm like looking forward to see what's going to be like on playoff. But on the other hand, to the side of your worst nightmare, tough luck, but hopefully they'll be able to do a better job for the next match. And this is a great, well done job. Thank you again to the team of Supreme Esports, as well as shout out to iNOOB right behind our ears, just giving every single info and helping us as a producer. As well as those who are watching our live, thank you for thank you for share, thank you for supporting. Don't miss out the next action of Warfare of Champions. Gator, close it off.
Yep. Before I close it off, like what Mustache say, the bunny buff.
Not yet. I'm still bidding up the bunny buff. I'm not gonna use it yet until I see a good potential or shining star in the rise. But so far, I think I have my eyes on someone, but not yet. Not gonna give up just yet. Not just yet. We'll see you guys on the next fight, and make sure to stay tuned for the day number 4, which is like Gator said, it will be by Toast as well as FEXTY. Keep on supporting. This is the Warfare of Champions. Gator?
Yep. I'm your cousin for today, Gator. Alongside me, the fantastic FASYABUNNY. It's been an honor to cast for you today. We'll see you guys in the next couple of days. Goodbye.